ESPN welcomes you to a special presentation of the United Football League on ABC.
The stakes are big for this one.
It ain't about them, it's about us.
These are two of the heavyweights in the league.
The team to beat won back-to-back USFL titles.
Focus on the time, we can never had nothing, everything's a whole lot.
Michigan is getting hot at the right time.
Is there more Michigan magic? Speaking that punishment into existence.
Get out my field, dog.
The last 10 weeks are in the past. All that matters is what's here and now. So take to the air with your QB, who could be MVP.
This man is taking over the United Football League.
But stand your ground on D. To make the title game your destiny.
Haul it in and house it.
First, you must win today.
From the very beginning, get after their air.
In the USFL Conference Championship.
Ball game!
Exclamation point.
Give up another. Goodbye. Shaking, making, over.
This is the UFL.
Now we on top.
And welcome to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army.
Now we on top.
When spring hits Central Alabama, the Magic City becomes Title Town. Birmingham Stallions, back-to-back champions of the USFL, 2 wins away from winning the inaugural title of the United Football League, led by their head coach, Skip Holtz, and their presumptive MVP quarterback, Adrian Martinez, throwing to guys like all-league tight end, Jace Sternberger. To get to the championship game, today they got to go through the Michigan Panthers, led by the coach of the year in this league, Mike Nolan. Danny Etling, unquestioned QB1 as they enter this USFL Conference Championship. And the Defensive Player of the Year, he's a game wrecker. Breland Speaks out of Ole Miss. Here's how it looks as we start the playoffs today. These are both rematches from the final week of the regular season. You got San Antonio and St. Louis in the XFL Conference. That's tomorrow. They meet up in the UFL Championship Sunday in St. Louis. Thanks for starting your weekend with us. Hope it's off to a fantastic start. Here in Birmingham, I'm Drew Carter alongside Sam Macho in the booth. We'll check in with Stormy Bonatoni and Cole Kublik on the field in just a minute. And Sam, this Birmingham Stallions team, favorites to win this league since the league began. Michigan, meanwhile, kind of an underdog.
Well, Birmingham has the belief. They're back-to-back champions. They've won it in the USFL the last 2 years. Now the UFL, and they're the favorite. But then the other team, Michigan, they found ways to win. Won 5 in a row, then lost last week on a game-losing field goal by the best kicker in the league. And so there's so much on the line. I can't wait to watch how this game unfolds.
Yeah, the Panthers only lost by a point in this building last week to wrap up the regular season. But just to give you some context behind the dominance of these Birmingham Stallions in the spring under Skip Holtz, the USFL ran through this city literally and figuratively. It was the hub, and they won both titles. This season has kind of mirrored 2022. Won their first 8, lost, and then they didn't lose again. And they've won almost 90% of their games since the USFL, the modern version, started in 2022. Holtz has been dominant, and his quarterback, Adrian Martinez, has been as well.
He's done it all. Adrian Martinez leads the league in rushing yards. He's second in passing touchdowns, third in passing yards. He is elite.
Michigan, on the other side, they've had a quartet of quarterbacks win games this season. They're supported by 2 great skill guys who are back this week, Colburn and Sims, and then Speaks, the DPOY.
Matthew Colburn didn't play last week. They wanted to rest him, but he's been a star back ever since he started taking the load of the carries. Marcus Sims is known for his speed, and Breland Speaks lets his game speak for itself.
He can take over a game. He's on the field with Stormy.
Breland, I can see it in your eyes. You're locked in. You told me Birmingham has proven they're the team to beat. A spot in the UFL Championship on the line. What's priority number 1 for you today?
Stop the offense. Stop Adrian. That's the only thing we're worried about.
How do you show what you're made of against him today?
Don't worry about it. You'll see it on the field.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Cole Kublik, you're with Adrian Martinez over there.
Yeah, there's not a lot to worry about here from Adrian Martinez's perspective because the relationship you have with your head coach and offensive coordinator brings a certain calm to the sideline and the huddle. Can you just describe how responsible his demeanor in that relationship is for your success?
Absolutely. He's the standard for consistency. You know, he holds us to that standard. He enforces it weekly, and we have that 1-0 mentality that he maintains with us on offense. I think he's done a great job for us.
Thanks, Adrian. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Cole, that offense has been potent behind a guy we expect to be named MVP on Monday. They're going to start on defense, though. The home team here in the United Football League essentially wins the quote-unquote coin toss. Birmingham elects to defer, so Chris Blewett will kick it deep to Devin Ross. And the USFL Conference Championship is underway on a gorgeous, sunny Saturday afternoon here in the Magic City. Ross finds a crease out past the 35, across the 40, and it sets the Panthers up with great field position for their first drive after a 36-yard return. It's going to be Danny Etling today. It has not been Danny Etling all season. E.J. Perry was the starter at the opening kick of the season. He goes down with an injury, then Etling starts back-to-back weeks. After an injury to him, Brian Lewerke takes the reins, starts a couple weeks in a row. Bryce Perkins also involved. He was great in a couple second halves. He got hurt last week. He's on injured reserve. It's going to be all 8 today, and he was really good last week. He's got a couple of his top weapons back this week, including Matt Colburn, running back out of Wake Forest, who's 5th in the league in rushing despite playing only 8 full games. And we got a lot of players and coaches mic'd up today. This is one of the best parts of watching the United Football League. Look at all those players and coaches wired for sound. Of course, both head coaches, a couple of quarterbacks, a couple of all-league skill position players and defenders. Second and 7, Etling to throw. It's a quick one. It's Ross, the kick returner. A flag comes out in the backfield between the hashes as his forward progress is stopped about 3 yards shy of the first down.
We got flag down. What's the foul for? Two mics. We're going to have roughing the passer. I can't get a number. I'm just going to say defense. What was the result of the play?
Gain. We're going to tack it on.
All right, Thank you. Got it. Wait for the number. Thank you.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 96. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's Carlos Davis, an all UFL D tackle.
And he was a little bit late. And you're going to see this call is based off of you get 2 steps to get to that quarterback. And if that ball is gone 1, 2, you saw that extra hit. Now you might say, well, that's a late call. You don't need that call. But also was a late hit by Carlos Davis. You mentioned all UFL, has 7 sacks this season, 6'2", 312 pounds out of Nebraska.
That was a great look from our Mindfly camera. Marcus Sims, the motion man, he is dangerous. Almost 19 yards per reception this season, which would be tops in the league if he qualified. He's dealt with some injuries. He picks up 5 there down to the 31.
And that speed sweep matters because on the edge, you have to be able to block consistently. And Cole, I know you're about to go in there about the blocking on the edge as well.
Well, and I wanted to see, number 1, just how they get him involved in this game. But 2, I was going to point out Danny Etling took another big shot right there. A little bit of a replay. Something I feel like Michigan has to have to be successful today, but another big hit dealt to that quarterback.
Got 3 broken bones in that non-throwing left hand.
Ready, sit up.
Pre-snap flag.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, second down.
To left tackle Jarrett Horst, former Michigan State Spartan.
Hey, but you guys heard a little bit of back and forth there with Noah Johnson, and Noah Johnson saying, hey, the clock's going down. I got to snap the football there. Like, you got to get going a little bit.
We also heard the conversation of, hey, what did they do? Did we switch it or stay locked? How are we going to block up this dominant pass rush for Birmingham?
Second and 9 after the false start. Etling's dart incomplete. He was trying to find Ciosi Mariner. 4 red jerseys surrounding him. 3rd down and 9. Let's check in with Stormy.
Well, in the UFL, we also talk betting, and ESPN this week and for the playoffs expanded the prop market. So not only are you getting more players available and anytime touchdowns, but we have first touchdown scorers and this week. And speaking of COC Mariner, he's my pick for a first touchdown scorer today. 15-1, bet 10 to win 150. And also, I like this. I do this in the NFL. I pick one player for each team. CJ Marable for me at 9-1 on the Birmingham side. He scored one last week, 2 total touchdowns in the game, 3 in the last 4 games. 11-1 the price on that prop.
There's Mariner on the slant. Stormy's going to catch right now. Touchdown. What a start for the Panthers. 35 yards to the house.
15-1, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about.
You're buying dinner tonight, Stormy.
Oh, man, I set myself up for that one, didn't I?
Stormy, we need to hear more of you because it seems like when you talk, plays are made. COC Mariner, 6'2", 190 out of Utah State. He was born in Kansas City, but he grew up in California, went to Utah, then transferred to Utah State. But ever since he's been in the UFL, he's been making the most of his opportunity. He has a relationship with the offensive coordinator. There's a trust that's built. But this dude is a playmaker.
No extra point kicks in the UFL. You can go for 1 point from the 2-yard line. That is what Michigan does. Colburn's not going to get there. You can also go for 2 from the 5-yard line or 3 from the 10. Birmingham stuffs it out, keeps it at 6-0.
Part of what makes this play work is that Matthew Coburn motions, so it turns into empty. When it's empty, no longer as a defense can you disguise. It's pretty much one-on-one. And COC Mariner knows that it's one-on-one, and he ends up making the play on a slant and takes it 30.
Hell yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, baby. Yes. Hell yeah, COC.
If at first you don't succeed, COC Mariner, dust yourself off and try again. What did you see on that play to make the touchdown happen?
First, I want to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but just playing ball, playing fast. Like, I put one on the ground, but, you know, Danny had enough fit to come in again and get the job done.
Is this just the start of something beautiful today?
That's it. You know, it's got to keep on doing it. Help our defense, help us special teams, all complimentary football, but it's got to get the job done today.
Thanks, COC.
Yes, ma'am.
And by the way, guys, that prop ended up closing 11-1, so I guess I'm just moving numbers too. Is that what's happening?
That's what happens when you're Stormy Bonatoni. You got that kind of power.
Man, speaking of power, I was talking to COC Mariner this week at practice. And funny, I wasn't even talking to him. He was actually sitting in his car after practice about to go home. And this dude has this kind of quiet sense about him. But when he steps off the field, you can see that dominance. And so he's got this quiet confidence that speaks loud on the football field.
Jake Bates on the kick. He's got one of the biggest legs in the league. That return takes it out to about the 33, 23-yard return for Ricky Person. And here's Adrian Martinez.
And we talk about what makes Adrian Martinez special. You can read on the screen all of the stats, all UFL, led UFL in rushing touchdowns, but it's his relationship, rushing yards and total touchdowns. His relationship with his head coach and play caller, Skip Holtz. As you watch this game, listen to the conversation between quarterback and play caller. There's a sense of calm, cool, and collectiveness as they think together.
Easy, over top. Ready, hit.
First play from scrimmage for the Stallions is a give. And there's Person, who's back. He leads the UFL with 6 rushing touchdowns this season. Speaking of gambling and who's going to score touchdowns, he actually enters at minus money to score today. Standout career at NC State. The native of Wake Forest, North Carolina. Tim and CJ Marable in the backfield for the Stallions this afternoon.
Ready, hit.
After a gain of 2 on first down, here's where Martinez is so dangerous. The league's leading rusher, regardless of position. Knocked out of bounds by Noah Dawkins, who's back this week for Michigan. It was a big week for UFL awards. We mentioned the MVP, which comes out Monday, but Chris Garrett of St. Louis, your special teams player of the year. Hakeem Butler, his teammate, the offensive player of the year. Mike Nolan wins coach of the year, and Breland Speaks, defensive player of the year. And Mike Nolan, he talked about how that's really a team award. It's not just about him.
Yeah, that's very important. What's also important is Chris Garrett. I got to circle him because though he's not playing in this game, he's playing in the game tomorrow. This dude made a name for himself on special teams. Special teams coordinators are going to be signing him when the season ends in the NFL.
UFL. These players can sign with NFL teams the Monday after the UFL championship. We're going to see a lot of names do that. Martinez looking for Amari Rogers. Who's out of bounds right near the sticks. It is a catch. Amari Rogers, you might recognize him if you're a big NFL fan. He was a third-round pick by Green Bay in 2021 after he started Clemson.
Hey, let's take a look at this.
Yeah, Amari Rogers is an all-USFL player last year. He's all UFL. Excuse me.
Hey, easy. Oh, let me see this ball.
Yeah, we got to get the first down, or whether or not it's a first down. Okay.
Hey, we need a regular ball. You got the kicking ball out here.
And now this was, what was the ruling on the field? We have a catch, and did we give him a first down?
We did.
Recognize that Quentin wasn't in position. Okay, he's going to get the left knee down. We're stopping it because we're looking at the possibility of the first down here, too. So he goes in. The ball's going to get into his left hand. And now he's going to go down, which does look... Yeah, because the knee's down. The knee is down. We know he's got to get to the 33. I mean, 43. Okay. Okay, he is short. I mean, obviously, it's tough to pick that up on the field in this situation. But we're going to have to put this ball down 4th down. So it's going to be 4th down and a half a yard to go. Putting it at the 42 and a half. 42 and a half. Yeah, this
the
is
ruling on the field is a completed pass, however, is short of the line to gain. Will be 4th down.
Well, you heard Mike Pereira in the U.S. Army Command Center, and the reason the crowd reacted is because he was speaking on the Jumbotron. Let's listen to Skip Holtz.
Okay, you want to go the other way? You want to throw it?
On 4th and 1, they're going for it. Gibbs to Person. He's their short yardage specialist. Stood up. This is going to be close. Might have to bust out the true line for this measurement.
I got him short. I got him short. I got him short. Scott, let's measure. We're going to measure, Scott.
Mayday, we're going to measure. We're going to measure. We're going to measure. We're going to measure.
You got to get to the 43, and I don't think he does.
Back up, back up. We're going to measure.
This is our shot.
Official timeout for a measurement.
Okay, there's the shot that we're going to look.
So I want you to focus not on the line of scrimmage, but off the line. Those two guys going down.
What do you think? Yeah.
We're going to a media here, fellas. Media.
All right,
so
thank you.
Here in the UFL, no chain gang. We use the true line, and they are short. Noah Dawkins made the big play for Michigan. A turnover by the Stallions. Panthers in business 4.5 minutes in. The UFL is brought to you by Simply Spiked, the official spiked beverage of the UFL. Try new Simply Spiked Limeade today. Celebrate responsibly. Simply Spiked Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A lot of success for these Birmingham Stallions in the modern spring football era, back-to-back USFL championships, but they're down here, Sam. How'd this happen on 4th?
Well, it started off with Deshaun White. If you're in goal line or 4th and short, you have to be physical. Deshaun White takes that block on, and then Noah Dawkins comes right over top. So watch those two linebackers as this play progresses. There's only one way to play 4th and inches. Got to be physical at the point of attack, and then come over top, and that's how you dominate, whether it's short yardage or goal line.
Progress. What's up with that? I'm back there with you. So then how the ball get moved from UFL? It was like 1 yard, and I got 3 yards on the field. Sure, put it down. But I got 3 yards on the field.
Unprecedented access via those Mindfly cameras being worn by a couple officials today. By the way, Dawkins and White both missed last week for this Panthers defense. Back in a big way, setting up their team in plus territory. This is Nate McCrary, the bigger option of those two running backs next to Matthew Colburn. Madre Harper makes the stop after a gain of 5. Let's go down to Cole.
I just wanted to go back to that play that Acho was talking about. If it's me, I cut off that lead blocker inside, get north and south. I never want to go east-west in a short yardage play. Running back Ricky Person came over to each of his offensive linemen and said, that was on me, guys. That one's on me. Like he knew Sam maybe needed to get north and south a little more quickly.
Yeah, to your point, Cole, it makes it more difficult when the linebacker collisions that tight end in the backfield.
Etling on the opening drive was 3 for 4. Hands it off to McCrary for the second time in a row on this one. And he takes it near the 35-yard line. Nate McCrary, 6 foot, 213 pounds, 25 years old, out of Saginaw Valley State, Division II. Michigan native, was on 5 different NFL rosters, now getting another shot here in the UFL. He takes a seat as Matthew Colburn comes in for 3rd and 3. Keep your eye on 14, Siosi Mariner, who scored from this distance on their first drive. Etling tried to find him a little too tall for the 6'2 wideout. A.J. Thomas closest in coverage. Decision time for Mike Nolan.
And even the bigger decision is, I love the play call. The throw's a little bit high. They practiced this play earlier this week. They practiced flipping the running back from one side to another and essentially read between the running back and tight end. But in that scenario, both were covered, so Mariner was open. So nice read, ball just a little bit too high.
So they bring out Jake Bates, who has been a transcendent star in the UFL this year. This is a 53-yard attempt going the same direction where he missed from this distance to win the game last week. This time, it's pure. And Bates now 7 of 11 from 50-plus this year.
Yeah, and he's got to feel good after right around that same distance for the game last week, going in the same direction he missed. But this is a dude who's made multiple 60-plus yard field goals, a dude who NFL scouts and coaches have their eye on. He wants to get back into a rhythm.
Brandon Aubrey-esque from the Stallions the last couple of years. Mike Nolan is the coach of the year in the UFL, and he found out in a pretty fun way the other day.
He took Michigan to the playoffs last year. He's taking them to the playoffs again this year, but he's also taking them as the UFL head coach of the year.
Learned at practice. Moose Johnston, the executive vice president of football operations for the UFL, told him, and Coach Nolan deflects credit as much as he can. He says, look, I'm like a director with a bunch of great actors on my team. The movie's going to be good because of them, not because of me.
He said every great movie, the movie's great, not necessarily always because of the plot. It could be a horrible plot, but if there are great actors, it makes that movie go. And he says, man, we have great actors, or if you will, players and staff and coaches on our team and on our roster.
Gary Jennings, former West Virginia Mountaineer, on the return. Out near the 35 where he gets tabletoped. A flag comes in behind the play at the 20-yard line. Scott Walker's our referee today.
During the return, holding, return team number 16. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
It's on Benjamin Victor, the wide receiver. And tomorrow, the XFL Conference Championship game is on Fox. St. Louis hosts San Antonio for a spot in the UFL Championship against one of these teams. It's at 7 Eastern. Winner of that game takes on the winner of this one next weekend on Fox. And even if the Battlehawks aren't playing in that game, the Dome is going to be packed. It always is.
34,000, one of the games that we covered a couple weeks ago. That place is nuts.
One of the many reasons the United Football League has been a blessing in the lives of football fans, those football-starved fans of St. Louis.
Ready, sit.
Stallions in a place they're not usually at. Down by 9 as they hand to C.J. Marable. He picks up 5 out near the 30 after the penalty on the kick return.
Hey, Otto, that's the second successful rushing play on first down for Birmingham today so far, just 2 possessions. They didn't have that luxury a lot last week, facing a lot of second and longs and a lot of first downs that didn't go their way.
Yeah, a lot of second and ultra long, second and 20, second and 22, second and 24. They took first down sacks. So the focus, to your point, Cole, has been to win on first down and get second and manageable.
Ready, sit.
Stallions have run it on 4 or 5 snaps, make it 5 of 6. Marable sheds a tackle, puts the shoulder down, and he's got a first down. C.J. Marable, former Chanticleer at Coastal Carolina. Jamin White makes the tackle.
And you're seeing it. 5 of the last 6 have been runs. You saw right on the inside, Garrett Marino, defensive tackle, is getting upfield. It looked to me, Cole, like a trap play. Sometimes if you're rushing the quarterback, you got to slow down and know the down and distance first. Second and medium, it could be a run, but also could be a pass.
Omaha! Hey, Seattle line! Hey, hit!
The trips to the right, they do throw. It's a screen. This could be a double pass as long as they stay behind the line of scrimmage, but Amari Rogers picks up a few on first down. Let's go down to Cole.
Stallions D lineman Carlos Davis. Just give us an idea what you're seeing from this offense so far.
They're just being very patient. They're throwing these quick passes, and we just got to get pressure on them when we can. They're getting the ball out quick, so we just got to dial it in.
You already had one individual win today. You had 4-5 last week. Why so much success against this group?
It really just comes down to studying the tape. I know when it's run, I know when it's pass, so it just gives me a little bit of advantage.
Ain't nothing wrong with grinding on the tape.
You said what?
Ain't nothing wrong with grinding on the tape.
No, I love it. I'm obsessed with it.
Let's go.
He is an all-league defensive lineman. 12 total all-UFL players on the field today. Martinez complete. It's Rogers again. It'll be short of the first down again. And third down coming up for the Stallions. And all of a sudden, midway through this first quarter, this feels like a pretty significant play.
Oh, absolutely. And going back to what Carlos Davis said about setting the tape and knowing when it's run, knowing when it's pass, sometimes it's as little as looking at an offensive lineman's stance. So if they're in a stance that's staggered, if the tackle's at a staggered stance, you know it's going to be pass, or it's going to be he's blocking on the back end. If it's more of a square stance, it's more of a run play.
Back to 2nd and 7 on the 38. 3rd and 7 now on the 28.
It'll be third down.
We'll wind it up. 28. You said 28?
One of the things that's great about the UFL is that certain aspects of the game are reviewable. So catch and no catch, line to gain. And so you don't have to actually challenge those plays. UFL says we want to get it right. That's what coaches want at the end of the day. Let's just get it right. Let's review if you caught it or not. Don't have to waste a challenge on a play that was obviously right or wrong.
That's why you got that eye in the sky in the U.S. Army Command Center. Both those teams do have a super challenge, the chiclet below their timeouts at the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 7, another flag.
Number 8.
False start. Offense. Number 8. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's a wideout, Deion Kane. Let's check in with Mike Pereira in the U.S. Army Command Center. Hey, Mike, let's go back to that incomplete pass. What'd you see there?
Yeah, well, he never got the second foot down. Tough plays, falling toward the sideline, but you got to get both feet down in the UFL. And so in this case, it's something we can correct. We don't want that challenge. Anything that's reviewable, we can take care of here. And so we tell them, save your challenge for a hold, a pass interference, something like that that's not automatically reviewable.
I might have to ask Mike another question right away. An unsportsmanlike conduct. It goes on Derwin Gray, the left guard for the Stallions. They are going the wrong direction.
He headbutted. And you know.
And you can hear the referee say he headbutted. That's an automatic personal foul. You saw Breland Speed saying, hey, go ahead and call it. But that's Derwin Gray, the 6'4", 320-pound left guard out of Maryland, drafted to the Steelers in 2019. Won a USFL championship with Birmingham last year. Spent 3 years in the NFL before that.
That's one guy I would not want to be headbutted by. He is a beast. It's 3rd and 27 after their 4th penalty of the first quarter, and man, it is all Panthers. Martinez looking for Kane. They're going to have to kick it away, already down by 9.
And the one thing that if you're Skip Holtz right now, the head coach of the Birmingham Stallions, you're having flashbacks to last week. And no, it's not on sacks per se, but it's on stupid penalties. It's on headbutts. It's on drop passes.
You know what I mean? But take one step through the hot route, then if they're not blitzing on 3rd and 30. No penalties! No penalties! The guy may jump the thing, we throw the ball over the top, get an friendly toss to the man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's 3rd and 30. I don't have a lot of calls for that, like I talked about before, and it's frustrating, but...
Colby Watt Bodman to boot it away. It's Devin Gray on the return with a lot of space, fielding it at the 35. Gray to his right, and he's tripped up just shy of the 45. 8-yard return of a 47-yard punt. They're playing for the USFL Conference Championship Trophy. And this presentation of the UFL continues after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
9-0 Michigan with Panthers head coach Mike Nolan. What stood out to you most about the way your team has set the tone and made life hard on Birmingham, getting them out of rhythm early?
Well, you know, we've had the benefit of some field position, which helped us a lot. And obviously, we've executed. We got the big play on the third down. So things like that. But we have to continue to do that. Obviously, it's a very long football game. We all know that. So it's early on. If we just keep this momentum, that would be a good thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, Storm, you mentioned the field position. This is their third drive, and they've started beyond their own 40-yard line all 3 times. Danny Etling, the quarterback, fakes the give, feels the pressure, dances around it, flag is down, his pass incomplete. Again, it was intended for Mariner.
That's the foul. Got a holding on offense, number 79. Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Again, it's a left tackle, Jared Horst, his second penalty of this first quarter.
Yeah, and that was on, he's trying to block Taco Charlton, the 6'5", 277-pound defensive end out of Michigan. You'll see him on the left-hand side of your screen. Taco Charlton has 6 sacks on the season. That was a beautiful inside rush. That's a jump set by Jared Horst. That's a reactionary play. Great job by Taco Charlton.
Charlton versus Horst is a Wolverine versus a Spartan. Michigan battle. That pass is complete to the tight end, Cole Hicatini, and he's going to gain just a couple on 1st and long. Their offensive coordinator is Marcel Bellafoy.
Let's go 10, 10, 10. Back, legs empty, Lucy, snare, Fitch. Back, legs empty, Lucy, snare, Fitch.
Marcel, Canadian, who spent most of his coaching career north of the border. Second and 18, empty it out for Etling. Against the 4-man rush, it's complete. It's Devin Gray for a gain of 5 and 3rd and 13 coming up.
Here go Mustang, 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 Mustang.
10, 10, 10,
Mustang.
10, 10, 10, 10.
Let's go Mustang, dime Raven. Mustang, dime Raven. It's 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 is the defensive coordinator's dream. Corey Chamberlain, they call him Coach Chains, a 5-time champion. He got this opportunity just a few weeks ago, was the defensive backs coach. Then he got elevated to the defensive coordinator position, has won in Canada, won in different leagues. Now he's in the UFL.
He brings 3 on 3rd and 13. Etling steps up and fires. Mariner takes the hit, holds on, flag is down, 1st down, Michigan.
So we're on the field.
Really in the field of completion for a first down.
Completed pass. And I've got hit to the head of a defensive player, number 51.
Was he using the helmet, or was he using his helmet? Or was it just form or something on his helmet, was it?
Just contact to the head and neck area.
What number was it?
51.
51. 51? Got it. The ruling on the field is a completed pass. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 51. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
This is what makes the OC Mariner special this season, catches in traffic.
And this is what his coaches notice most about him. So I see that pocket first, but COC Mariner is surrounded by 4 different Birmingham defenders, and he's not afraid of the contact. We talked to Mike Nolan, and he said, man, one thing, and even Marcel Belfoy said, one thing that I love about COC Mariner is his ability to accept contact in the middle of the field.
Colburn on the give on 1st down. That, by the way, was the 5th penalty against Birmingham for 60 yards in this first quarter alone. Stormy?
And tough was the #1 word that Mike Nolan used to describe COC Mariner. He said he's tough, he's aggressive, and they had no idea initially when they signed Mariner to the team how much growth that he would have. Said he came out of nowhere for him, even added added, I wish I could put into words what Mariner has meant. Another evidence of it right there on the field, guys.
It's a great story of how he even ended up in this league. He was about to fly to Mexico to play down there, and then he got a call from Mike Nolan, and he surprised everybody. 2nd and 6, trouble with the snap and the pitch, and it's Colburn who dives back on top of it. The big loss on 2nd down leaves him behind the sticks on 3rd. Now some extracurriculars.
It's over, fellas. Hey, come on, the big fella, let's go.
That's the umpire, William Thomas, wearing the Mind Fly camera, gives us a look at what it's like to be inside that scrum. Panthers' 9th play in Stallions territory of the 1st quarter. They check it down for Colburn past the 25-yard line. It'll set up 4th down and another choice for head coach Mike Nolan.
And it looks like he's already bringing his field goal team on. Smart play by Mike Nolan, trusting his defense. You might argue smart, depending on what kind of, you're more aggressive or you're not as aggressive. But Mike Nolan is a defensive-minded head coach. He has coached in the NFL, has been a defense coordinator for years. And so he's relying on his defense. He has 4 all-UFL players on defense, 2 all-UFL special teams players. One of them is his kicker.
360-plus yarders for Bates this season. This from 42 is a chip shot for him. Hit from 53 earlier, and he stays perfect today. Well, the Stallions entered as 6.5-point favorites. They trail by 12 in the 1st quarter. Can Adrian Martinez, the presumptive MVP, get his Stallions going? Find out next.
You know, we're just getting the groove.
Touchdown! Touchdown! That's a nice catch, Marcus! That's what I'm talking about, baby! Yeah! Come on!
Coach Holtz, we talked to you during the week about mistakes, shooting yourself in the foot. Your team's had a few of those already. How do you keep them calm? How do you get back into a rhythm?
Well, there's a lot of frustration in the stadium right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of flags that are flying this way, and it's hard to find them all. I mean, the late hit, I can't comment on all those, but we got to keep our composure. We got to go play the game. I mean, we've gotten stopped on a couple third downs. We got a personal foul that puts us way back. We put ourselves behind the 8 ball. We just got to play smart football. We got to settle everybody down. We got to go play. It's a 60-minute game. We just got to keep playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Michael, he was having a long conversation with the officials during that TV timeout. 5 penalties for 60 yards against Birmingham, just 2 for 15 against Michigan. That is a reversal of the story we saw last week. Bates to kick it from his own 20. Rule in the UFL encouraging returns, and that's what we get here. Out past the 35-yard line. Person puts the shoulder down near the 40. Let's hear that conversation.
Yes, sir. And I'm not here to question every call. You guys are out there controlling it. Yes, sir. But when 77 said he puts his hand on my face and I knock it off and I get the penalty, and then I just watched what that tailback did, and that's not, we're going to tell them to slow down. We're going to throw a flag on that guy. There's a frustration is all I'm...
There was a personal foul against his left guard, Derwin Gray. That's the aforementioned 77. And then Michigan's running back, Matt Colburn, did not get called for anything on their last drive. 30 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Martinez nearly had it knocked out of his hands, somehow stays alive and almost completed the Houdiniac, but he goes down for a sack, a loss of 1. Javen White finally brought him down. Rondell Carter was in there first.
Rondo Carter, 6'3", 269 out of James Madison. One thing I put up notes for him, great hands and great power. He powered through the offensive lineman, and Jamin White finished the play.
Takes us to the end of the first quarter. The Panthers not only leading, dominating. Entered as a touchdown underdog, on top by 12 here in the USFL Conference Championship.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. It's going. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. You guys got to work with me. Come on. I'm getting money with brother niggas.
Well, if you ever wondered what it's like to be an official, there you go. Wearing some mind-flying cameras, giving us a great look behind the scenes. 5 penalties for 60 yards in the first quarter against Skip Holtz's Birmingham Stallions. Just 2 for 15 against Mike Nolan's Michigan Panthers. Last week, the Panthers, 10 penalties for 80 yards. Stallions just 4 for 40. A big reason why Birmingham won that game by 1 point. Stallions facing their largest first quarter deficit of the season, down by 12 as we start the second. Martinez's pass is complete to Marlon Williams to set up third and short. Let's go down to Stormy for a look at the live lines.
And Drew, well, because of all of these Birmingham miscues, we're seeing a very interesting live line right now with Birmingham, a team that opened up a near touchdown favorite, now plus 2.5. It is very rare to see a plus and you getting points with this team, meaning they could lose the game by 2 and still cash your ticket. But think about how Birmingham has come back in games throughout the course of the season, most notably last week. They were down 10 at halftime, down 6 in the fourth quarter, still won the game.
And not even the fourth quarter, down 6 with less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, and still won the game.
Had to convert a 4th and 7 on that game-winning touchdown drive. Martinez with a dot. Great throw to Benjamin Victor. He didn't hear a whistle. All the way to the house. No signal yet.
No,
he has to be down by contact.
I mean, the defender was right on.
Down by contact at the 40. At the
40-yard line. 40-yard line right here.
Down by contact at the 40-yard line. First down.
Well, the former Ohio State Buckeye thought he had a 53-yard touchdown. Instead, it's a 13-yard first down catch.
And one of the reasons why you say, okay, they're going in empty, they get the ball out quick. You go in empty for 2 reasons. With this offense, one reason is to try and run the ball with your quarterback, but another reason is to expose the defense. Defenses have to abandon their disguise when you're in empty. And so if you're a DB, you're likely going to be on an island to make tackles like that.
They were 0 for 2 on third down in the first quarter. They pick up their first one here, and wide open is maybe the best tight end in the league. Jace Sternberger still on his feet inside the 5. A gain of 38 to the guy who's been their leading receiver 3 weeks in a row.
He was an All-American at Texas A&M, a third-round pick by the Green Bay Packers, spent time with the Seahawks, Washington football team, the Steelers. He is elite.
Fucking like that!
38 yards with a face mask that wasn't called. Martinez testing the right side. He's in trouble. He's going to lose 10 yards. Ultimately pushed out by Javen White.
Yeah, Jamin White is known for his speed. He's kind of like a hybrid nickel. He's played safety a bit, but he ran through and made that play by himself.
All right, here we go. Let's go, Leo.
White, who's been outstanding, filling in for Frank Ginda, last year's Defensive Player of the Year in the USFL.
Gator, 12 safe. Lou empty.
Lou empty.
XN, Gator 12 safe.
12 safe switch. I want to.
Just 6 carries for 10 yards for Skip Holtz's offense. Top rushing team in the UFL, averaging about 135 yards per game on the ground. Barely get the snap off on 2nd and goal from outside the 10. Martinez has to dance. A flag is down in the backfield. Looks like a hold as Martinez floats it out of bounds.
Okay, Mike, what you got? Hold 68. On the offense? 68 offense. All right. Gotcha.
Hold it. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Right guard Zach Johnson, another all-UFL player.
But he's going against Garrett Marino. Cole, you played center. Garrett Marino, we talked about him. He's 6'2", 290. What problems do you have with defensive linemen like that?
First off, he ain't 290. No chance he's 290. He is the most miserable body type to go up against if you're an interior offensive lineman. Low center of gravity, wide, keeps those shoulder pads low to the ground. He's got pretty good get-off, good quickness to east-west or north-south. He's just a handful to deal with, man. And he plays nasty. That's part of his game.
I was at practice the other day. I was talking to one of his teammates. They said he's the world's strongest man. He was benching 405 for fun, for reps.
Martinez on 2nd and goal from forever away. That is a great throw. And it's going to take him near the 5-yard line with number 5, Gary Jennings. Former 4th-round pick of the Seattle Seahawks back in 2019, a gain of 16.
One of the reasons you see a lot of these receivers, even Gary Jennings with the St. Louis Battlehawks last year, they're getting up and trying to run because in the UFL, you have to be touched to be down, like the NFL rules. And so sometimes as a receiver or as a running back, you don't always feel it, but whenever in doubt, get up and run.
6 completions for Martinez to 5 different receivers.
Got the fade option to 81 here, near side.
6'6".
Jordan Thomas, the tight end. That's where they go. Thomas broken up. Keith Gibson Jr. at 6'2" takes it away.
Birmingham ran this same play last week to Jordan Thomas. They on a 2-point conversion. They called it a catch, ended up being not a catch. But Jordan Thomas is 6'6", 277. I would go back to him. I mean, in a scenario like that, he didn't make it. I'm still going back to Jordan Thomas.
You're jumping backwards.
You kicking the field goal here?
Jump upward. You know what I'm saying? There's no contact because you're jumping away from it. Jump straight up in the air. It's a rebound. You know what I mean? Just jump straight up there.
Coaching right there from Skip Holtz.
He sends Chris Blewett out for a 23-yarder. He's now 9 for 9 from inside 50 yards this year. Well, they dialed up. Another fade to Jordan Thomas. This one incomplete. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Good ain't good enough, no, I gotta be great.
The UFL is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. Alabama Sports Hall of Fame right here in Birmingham, not far from Protective Stadium. Joe Cribbs, Tom Banks, couple of Auburn guys, and Cole Kubelik knows all about that.
He's one of the all-time Auburn greats, one of the all-time great Birmingham Stallions as well. The names that are in that Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, just unbelievable, the athletes that have come through this state. But you mentioned the Auburn ties here to the Birmingham Stallions. The 83 team, Skip Johnson was a punter, Freddie Smith, linebacker, Joe Cribbs, Charlie Trotman, former Auburn quarterback, played safety for that 1983 Stallions team. So a lot of local products, not only in that Hall of Fame, but played for this Stallions franchise over time.
I met a guy yesterday named Larry who flew in from Vegas for it. He said he's been a Birmingham Stallions fan for over 40 years, going back to the original USFL.
We had a hell of a break.
There's Devin Ross on the return, brought down just inside the 35. A lot of history with this Stallions franchise dating back to 1983. And in fact, the first game ever for both of these franchises, they matched up here in Birmingham over at Legion Field. The old Gray Lady, Novo Bajovic hit 3 49-yard field goals in the first half to take a 9-7 lead to the break. And that was the only scoring. Panthers won. They went on to win the inaugural USFL championship. And by the way, that full broadcast is on YouTube. I highly recommend it as a nostalgia bomb. 1st and 10 for Danny Etling and the Panthers. a good start for Nate McCrary. Takes a big hit, and he's just short of a first down.
How about the general manager for that 1983 Michigan Panther football team, Jim Spavital, his grandson, Jake Spavital, Johnny Manziel's offensive coordinator at A&M, now the offensive coordinator at Baylor.
Hurry up offense for these Michigan Panthers, and McCrary has a first down, running at 6:02:13.
I love the history that whether it's NFL, UFL, USFL, generations, it's kind of an impressive thing for me.
The ingenuity of the modern United Football League to bring in the XFL and the USFL together for such a high level of football.
Well, that's what you're hearing from all the coaches. They're saying this level of ball, these level of players is significantly better than it was last year when these two leagues were separate.
Sims, the motion man, on first down. Hand off back to McCrary. Finds a hole. McCrary feasting on this drive. Steps out of a couple tackles all the way to the 26. Jonathan Garvin made the stop after a gain of 25.
Marcel Belfouille, the offensive coordinator, said that his identity of what this team was going to be changed. Earlier in the season, they wanted to be pass first. Well, they played this Birmingham team, got sacked 7 times. He said, you know what? Let's go to quick game and running game. Nate McCrary's been a huge part of that. Wes Hill's been a huge part of that. Got injured. Matt Coburn's been a huge part of that. But the offensive line has been the biggest part of that. Their biggest strength of this O-line is their run blocking.
After 3 straight runs for McCrary, Atling out to Hicatini, and the tight end steps out inside the 20. Stormy?
Well, speaking of all these Alabama ties, it felt very necessary to talk to a former UAB guy who I imagine, and you tell me, how at home have you felt here these last 2 weeks?
I love it. This city has done so much for me, so I love coming back and playing for it.
Garrett, we have our resident offensive lineman, Cole Kubelik, on the other sideline, and he said you are the most annoying and difficult body type to play against, that low center of gravity. How are you making life hard on these guys today?
I'm just staying physical, outworking them, and playing with my teammates, playing the scheme.
I've heard a lot about your intensity and your energy. How much is that on display?
It's going to be on full display today. It's playoffs, so win or go home.
Thanks, Garrett.
Yeah, thank you.
Cole Kubelik, how jealous are you? I got to talk to the big man today.
I'm actually very jealous that you got to talk to the Penguin over there. Well, speaking, hey, Acho said he loves these old coaching ties. How about this on that 1983 Stallions team? Jim Hillier, a member of that team, first ever UAB head football coach, and Joey Jones, Alabama legend, first ever Birmingham Southern head coach, rest in peace Birmingham Southern, and first ever South Alabama head football coach as well.
It's almost like Cole is from down here. 3rd down and 5. Atling faces the pressure, stood and delivered. Nobody home. Dondre Tillman delivered the blow.
And what a blow it was. Dondre Tillman, he's 6'3", 270. But he got by that offensive lineman so quick. Cole, what do you think? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'll put you on the spot. When you get beat instantly, what's going through your head?
It's a terrible set right there, first and foremost. The hips open up way too quickly. And Nacho, you mentioned earlier a jump set, so getting flat, that time not enough depth on that set. You open your hips up, it allows a free track right to the quarterback.
Jake Bates, good from 50-plus, 40-plus, this from 39. And he is 3 for 3. And the Panthers have scored on all 4 possessions. When we return, the best defensive player in the UFL back on the field. Breland Speaks, and the Michigan Panthers on top by 12. Panthers with a lead, but just had to settle for a field goal because some pressure off the left side. Cole, break this down for us.
Josh Dunlop, watch your left tackle here as he gets into a set. Initially, it's fine, and it's what Acho brought up earlier. You're going to get width or depth, so he decides to go depth quickly. Those hips have to stay square. Right there, you see the hips open up late. That gives you a direct line to the quarterback. So I'm just going to show you quickly exactly how you want to manage this and handle this. So picture that I'm the left tackle, and I got a quarterback back behind me. So when I'm into my my set, when I open my hips, there's your direct line to the quarterback right there. So I got to keep those hips square. And even if I just keep getting depth, Acho, I can run you right past the pocket. Or if I want to get a little bit of width, that's fine, but those hips still have to stay square. That usually forces the inside move. But when I open those things up, I'm making it way too easy for a defensive lineman to get right to the quarterback.
But he didn't open up on accident, Cole. He opened it up because he felt that contact. That a coach who always said, win first contact. When Dunlap felt that contact from Dondre Tillman, all on the ground.
Dangerous for Birmingham. They jump back on top of it.
When he felt that contact, Cole, just going back to that play, that's when he opened up. So defensive linemen are taught, win first contact, you can actually sit down an offensive lineman and then go around him. Now, that was a lot easier than you would expect it to be, but that's that winning first contact. When you touch them first, what happens? Do you win or do they win?
I hate to break it to him, but you're getting contact on probably every play. So you should be ready for that.
This was tricky for Birmingham. Ricky Person dropped it, and then Marlon Williams came flying back to jump on it, but not good field position inside their own 20. Martinez 4 for 6, 75 yards on their last drive, which ended in a field goal. Set it up for Deion Kane, going nowhere. Dropped at the line of scrimmage by Noah Dawkins.
Noah Dawkins is 6'1", 235, went to the Citadel, played defensive end, didn't move to off-the-ball linebacker.
Here we go. Let's go Lou
before
empty.
his junior year.
Lou empty. X in. Let's go Florida. 25 streak. Here we go. Lou empty. X in. Florida. 25 streak.
Cole, when you hear streak, what do you think?
We got a go ball somewhere. Somebody's getting upfield, and that's, we talked about it in the last game, Macho. You take shot plays, okay, great, you get man coverage, but you need time for those to develop.
2nd and 9. Martinez didn't see it coming. Off the blind side, it's Dawkins again. 15. Rondell Carter, the fumble recovery. They've got the presumptive MVP all out of sorts today.
Give a little bit of love to Noah Dawkins. So my last year in the NFL, 2019, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Noah Dawkins was a rookie. And we talked at practice this week. He said, man, there were some maturity issues. I don't think I was ready for that level. He played in Tampa, played in Chicago, but over the years, he's grown and he's matured. He did not play last week, and that was a good part of the reason why they did not win. But Noah Dawkins is a leader. He's confident, and he's grown with this UFL opportunity trying to get back to the NFL.
He sets up his team inside the 15, already leading by 12. McCrary hands out some punishment as he's inside the 10. Chiava Tizzino, the top tackler on the Stallions defense, brought him down. But man, Michigan's got to be feeling really good right now. Entered as the underdog. They have dominated this first half.
But the red zone matters, Drew. That's what we talked to both of these coaches about. What they focused on this entire week, as far as practice goes, is red zone, winning in the red zone. UFL, you can go for 3. That's a 9-point swing, or maybe even 6 points if you get a field goal. Red zone is the most important. Let's see what they do here.
They've already settled for 3 field goals. They give it back to McCrary into a massive humanity for just a 1-yard gain. 3rd down coming. It's DeMarcus Gates on the tackle for Birmingham.
And DeMarcus Gates, 6'2", 230 out of Mississippi. He's a big-time player, but also like has a calming presence about him. Saw him on the field as well. He just kind of had this calm, cool collection about his game.
Another player who's back after missing last week. Michigan outgained Birmingham by 100 last week, but lost by a point. Can they capitalize on another red zone trip here? Barely get the snap off. Atling gives it back to McCrary. Had to dance around the backfield, and he'll lose a yard. Willie Yarberry in there first. Tripped him up.
Willie Yarberry on the inside. Went to Wake Forest. Was actually teammates with Matthew Coburn, the other running back for Michigan. he's super competitive. I talked to one of his college teammates. He said he was never the star of the defensive line, but the fact that he's playing this long is a tribute to his competitiveness and his great work ethic.
So they bring Bates out again. Second time they've been in the red zone and had to send out the field goal unit. They're getting shorter and shorter, this from 25. He's all UFL for a reason. 4 for 4 in the first half, and it's a 15-point edge for the Panthers. All set up by the strip.
Well, it's set up by the pressure, so you're going to see Noah Dawkins right here off the edge. He's showing as if he's blitzing, or showing as if he's covering, but he's going to blitz. On the bottom of the screen, 97, you see a fake blitz. Well, Noah Dawkins, he goes for the football. That's what you're taught. Don't just get the sack, but get the ball, because a sack and a strip is a sack and a turnover.
Hey, look at me! Look at me! Welcome back, boy! Come on! Welcome back, boy!
And a couple big plays today by this guy, Noah Dawkins, right here. What has allowed you to get home on Adrian Martinez, especially that play?
Man, honestly, just the preparation that we did, not only last week, but a week prior. You know, we played them back-to-back, so, you know, we pick up on a lot of their tendencies. Our defense coordinator does a great job at, you know, getting us those looks in practice and, you know, just go out, play fast, play physical, and do what we got to do.
We talk so much about Adrian Martinez being the potential MVP of this league. Everyone's so glowing about him. How satisfying is it to get home on a player like that?
And honestly, it's just another play. You know, we go out and dominate. You know, just take it one play at a time. Just keep executing.
Keep getting after it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bates boots it away. Out of bounds. That's going to send it all the way to the 50-yard line.
Kicking team. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 50-yard line. First down.
Oh, you heard Noah Dawkins mention his defensive coordinator. It's 34-year-old Colin Bauer.
Jordan could be shot right here.
When we talked to him this week, he said
squeeze for the draw here too. Squeeze for the draw if it's 2-by-2 open.
Hey, check that.
Vision on the quarterback. Eyes on Martinez at all times.
And you talked about vision on the quarterback. Well, last week he talked about the depth of the quarterback in his drop. He coached defensive line. He still coaches the defensive line as well as being the defensive coordinator. Where is the quarterback going to be? But I love how he said squeeze for the draw. That's a message to the D-line. Empty could be draw.
Martinez, the top rusher in the league, stands, throws up the seam, got his man, touchdown! One play, 50 yards. Jordan Thomas has the Stallions back in this.
Thomas is a big-time human being, 6'6", 277, but a big-time player. He goes right down the middle. You see one-on-one. He wins in his one-on-one. But this is his second or third opportunity over the last several weeks to make an impact play. He was the third tight end on this roster, and he's one of the many tight ends showing up for the Stallions offense.
So they'll go for 2 from the 5-yard line. Thomas, just 75 yards all year before that 50-yard touchdown.
Get set! Omaha!
To make it a 7-point game, Martinez, end zone, incomplete. Rodgers, the intended target. Bryce tornaded in coverage.
You see Jordan Thomas right there at the top of in the middle of your screen, and he's going to run right down the seam. So it looks to me as somewhat of a cover 2 defense. They're showing single high, but watch him, boom, go to cover 2, and you have to protect the 4 verticals. He runs right by Javen White. It's a hard coverage for Javen White, but one thing that Javen has to understand is, hey, if it's cover 2, you're the middle runner, back up a little bit. Just get a little bit of space. You can run with that vertical. It's extremely important. A few yards, back up, and help the coverage.
Come on, man. Just like
Give me two, baby. Give me two, nigga.
Jordan Thomas giving some dabs to the offensive line. Here, I got you down. I know you're tired. Take us through the route. When did you know you were going to be able to get open and then the throw?
We've been doing a good job all week. Breaching, beaching, man. I seen two. I take it up the hash. Hey, linebacker trying to keep up. We riding.
I know you don't want to go back to an incompletion, but how great the coaching from Coach Holtz earlier. You're kind of doing a little bit of a fadeaway jump.
Yes, sir.
You would have had that, you go straight up, but like he's so calm, cool. It's just, we wouldn't have thought about that, but it's a perfect coaching point.
Yes, sir. No, it's just being where I need to be. That's it. That's all. So he was just telling me, jump up and get the ball. That's what I do. So we'll come back to it. He believed in me, came back to me. Hey, we're going to go again. Hey, yeah, I'm a little burnt out.
Thanks, Jordan.
But yeah.
Get that guy some water. Hey, tomorrow the XFL Conference Championship game is on Fox. St. Louis hosts San Antonio for a spot in the UFL Championship. It's at 7 Eastern. The winner of our game takes on the winner of that one next weekend on Fox.
Yeah, Jordan Thomas is 6'5", 277 out of Mississippi State. But he was a 6th-round pick by the Texans in 2018. He started 10 games as a rookie. And he signed with the Cardinals, went on IR in 2019, played for the Battlehawks and Guardians last year, and stepped up big in big moments. So it's no surprise you're seeing him now.
How do the Panthers respond with a flag down in the backfield? Marcus Sims, first time we've said his name, out to the 45. 2 flags actually behind the play.
We got roughing the passer on 96. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 96. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Carlos Davis, all UFL defensive tackle. That's now 2 penalties on him in the first half.
And not only 2 penalties, 2 of the same penalties. The first one I get it, okay, you know, I was anxious, I was excited. Let's watch how this one plays out. Carlos Davis on the interior goes through. You don't need that, especially if you know that the refs are calling it tight. You don't need that. You got free for a reason. It was a quick pass. Got to be smarter. I'm sure Skip Holtz will be talking to him when he gets on the sideline.
7 penalties for 85 yards against the Stallions in the first half. It's Colburn hog-tied at the line of scrimmage.
And part of the reason I said, and there's Davis making a play, I say especially when you know the refs are calling it this way. Different referee crews call things a little bit differently. They're just human beings. So if you know they're a little bit ticky-tacky with penalties like that, you got to be smart. Now, some referees will be more lenient, and so this crew was not lenient. So be smart as you go.
Under 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Here we go. Ready, running, son.
4 wide for Etling. Fakes the give to Colburn. Stands in there. Flush to his right. Etling can really move. He gets chopped down, and it'll be a sack. DeMarcus Gates. 3rd down and long coming for Michigan after a loss of 3.
Great coverage on the back end. Danny Etling. I love Noah Johnson, the center, going out there, and he gets beat initially. That little bit of effort gives Etling more time. But all the defenders stay in their coverage. DeMarcus Gates waits to the last second, then goes low on the QB. Great coverage by everyone else to allow Gates to go and strike and get that play.
First sack of the day for the Stallions. They had 7 in the first matchup back in week 2. They clock at 2.
Timeout. Michigan. This is their first of the half. This will be 30 seconds.
So the Panthers burn that timeout right before the 2-minute warning.
And if you're new to the UFL, you're saying, okay, 18-9, it's a 2-score game. Well, it's not. UFL, you can score and then go for a 3-point conversion. So all of a sudden, this is not a 2-score game. This is a 1-score game. See Coach Chamberlain on the defensive side of the ball trying to get his guys motivated. He knows how big of a swing these last 2 minutes of this half is because they get the ball back. Birmingham gets the ball to begin the second half. And so if you can stop them here, all of a sudden you can erase a bad first half.
Trailed by 10 at half last week against these Panthers, came back to win 20-19. What does Danny Etling have on 3rd and 13? It's a completion. Trey Quinn He's inside the 35. He'll be just short. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Will they send Jake Bates out for a 5th time in the first half? We shall see next. Jake Bates out there to try to make his 5th field goal of the day. Cole, he does something unique for kickers, right?
I saw him kicking, warming up before the game, and the ball was tilted towards the goalpost a little bit when he was setting up, little fake holders that the kickers have. I asked him about it. He said, yeah, I like the ball tilted towards the goalpost a little bit because it opens up the sweet spot of the football. I asked him, do most kickers like that? Because let's be real, none of us really pay attention to kickers. And he said, no, most guys like it tilted either towards them or straight up. I like it towards the goalpost a little bit to try to open up the fat part, sweet spot of the football.
Well, Brock Miller is the punter and holder. Jordan Ober is the all-UFL long snapper. Bates 4 for 4 today. This from 51. Did he hit the sweet spot again? No! His first miss today. His secret is out. Cole Kubelik just busted him.
Hey, Holder did have it tilted just towards the goalpost, though, so I don't know if we can blame the holder on this one.
Jordan Ober, all UFL holder, all UFL snapper, excuse me. It is tilted.
Look at that.
Yep.
I mean, we make fun of those guys so often. And they actually do get out there and do things. Can't blame the holder for that one.
And just pulled it left. He missed the, what would have been a game winner from 53 going the other direction last week in this building. Martinez has been dynamite in the second quarter. He starts with a check down and a completion to his running back, C.J. Marable. It was great in the pass game last week to start the 2-minute drill. Important to note here in the United Football League, when you get a first down under 2 minutes in the second or fourth quarter, they stop the clock to reset the chains, a lot like college football.
Omaha! Ready!
Under 90 seconds now in this first half. Martinez looks, floats, incomplete. A lot of pressure in the backfield.
Pressure, but Adrian Martinez knew about that pressure. You saw the right tackle point and say,
It was Gator 16 safe, and he turned right out here and went safe and gave the signal, and it's one-on-one, and it's one-on-one.
Is the spot good? Is that more than 10? Less than 10.
Your flag right now is more than 10.
It's more than 10, thank you. Intentional ground. Offense, number 8. The ball we placed at the spot of the foul. Lost it down. 3rd down.
Acho, that's a similar protection to the fumble on the previous possession where they slid the protection away from the defender that ends up hitting Adrian Martinez. That tells me as an offensive lineman, that's on the quarterback. You see how protection slides to the left? That's his hot man.
And the right tackle was pointing, saying, hey, there's somebody hot. But I wonder how much getting that ball out, still in the pocket, intentional grounding, goes back to last week, some of those early sacks he took.
And Cole, they give him a lot of responsibility to move the protections around, right?
There's a lot of times that you'll see middle pressure come against this offensive line, and I'll be honest with you, I was pretty down on Cole Snyder after week 2 when they played this Michigan defense because there's A-gap run-throughs by linebackers at depth, and what I mean is between the guard and the center, a linebacker just running free. That doesn't happen. You can't allow that happen. The nearest threat should never hit the quarterback, but the quarterback directs it all, and Skip Holtz told us, hey, if we're throwing quick to the left, and we have a guy coming through our right A-gap from depth, quarterback's okay with that? That's on the QB.
Scott, we're going to have a 10-second runoff. Birmingham does not want to use a timeout.
Correct. All right, so we're going to put 1 minute and 11 seconds on the game clock. All right, 35 and a half. All right. By rule, this includes a 10-second runoff. Game clock operator, please place 1 minute and 11 seconds on the game clock. It will begin when ready for placing.
All right, back up, guys.
So Skip Holtz maintains his 3 timeouts, but they face a 3rd and 16. They're 1 for 4 on 3rd down today.
And I know you're saying Skip Holtz, but if I'm Michigan, I'm saying let's get this stop, and then we'll get the ball back with a minute left.
Back up,
Colin
guys.
Bauer, defensive coordinator. This is a momentum-shifting play. Because all of a sudden, Michigan gets a stop on this, confidence starts to build.
Ready, sit.
Three-man rush on 3rd and 16. Martinez to his left, loads it up and fires. Incomplete. A lot of contact as Rodgers was trying to run that route. Flag comes in around the 30. Nate Brooks, the all-UFL cornerback, was in coverage.
Did that occur with the ball in the air?
It's not. The ball's not in the air yet. I've got a defensive hold, number 3.
Holding. Defense, number 3. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
I don't hate this penalty. Now you say, okay, well, it's a holding. You don't want it. But if you're getting beat, you're going to see Nate Brooks playing from depth. If you're getting beat, I don't hate actually holding because it keeps that play from being caught. If Amari Rodgers is free, all of a sudden that's a touchdown. And so not the worst thing that could happen. It could be better, but not the worst penalty.
Oh, it's an automatic first down after it was 3rd and 16.
Better than a touchdown, though.
Yes. Keeps the Stallions drive alive with under a minute to play in the second. Martinez again scanning. Rolling. And just killing it out of bounds.
Cole, we talked about this before the game, whether Michigan's better playing zone or playing man. I'm seeing a lot of cover 2 from Michigan, which makes it harder for Adrian Martinez to find somebody open downfield.
Well, the reason you can do that is because this front four is getting wins. And when this front four is developing a pass rush, they just went 3-man pass rush, as Drew stated on 2 plays ago. They got home with that multiple times in the previous game. So, Acho, when you're getting those pass rushers home and you can keep 2 safeties deep, there are not many options for a quarterback.
Good throw it away, which his coach Skip Holtz wanted to see him do more this week. This time he fires a missile. It's caught by Marlon Williams. Ball's out at the end of the play. Still up for grabs. And Williams fell back on top of it, a gain of 29. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains.
Love that punch out. Kua had an opportunity to get that ball, but instead of trying to fall on it, you're taught to fall on the ball in traffic. Don't try to pick it up and scoop and score. And so that's a great punch out that you saw by Adonis Alexander, but then Kua, different situations call for different types of plays. If you're in a bunch of traffic, you got to fall on it, fall to the side of it. If there's no one around, that's when you try and scoop it up. So that's a coaching point you get to in situations like that. Big crowd, fall on the ball, no one around, scoop and score.
That's 2 recovered fumbles for Williams in this first half. One on the kick return that Person couldn't handle, and then one on his own fumble. Kua, all UFL safety, leading the league in passes defended and interceptions. Brother Puka, one of the best rookie seasons ever for a wide receiver in the NFL with the Rams.
Omaha! Ready, hit!
Blitz comes from Michigan. Martinez floats it, incomplete. 2 targets in the area. One of them was Jace Sternberger, who's been outstanding all year. Benjamin Victor, the other.
Running down the middle of the field.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's 48. It's like they're double teaming the outside guy. The inside guy, I got Snoop. What's that out? What are you looking at?
Omaha! Ready, hit!
Martinez, this is where he's lethal. Clock's going to continue to wind, though, down to the 25. Stallions burn another timeout, their second, with 20 seconds left.
I just want to go back, Drew, to your point about eyes on the quarterback. Draws like that are ineffective when you're in a zone because everyone's eyes are on the quarterback.
Folks, we got Game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on ABC with the Celtics up 1-0. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7:30.
How's Acho feeling about that Dallas sweep prediction he made the other day?
I'm also wondering the same thing.
I was going to say I don't know what you're all talking about, but I do. I'm a Mavs fan for life. I didn't expect Porzingis to do what he did. I'm not going to lie. I don't think anybody did. Right? I do.
Somebody did.
Nah,
somebody in this booth.
Drew Holiday is the dog, though. I ain't going to lie. Drew Holiday, I think, can maybe shut down, slow down. Kyrie, that's the difference maker, in my opinion.
Kyrie should burn some sage before game 2. See if that works. 3rd down and 4.
Right. Ready, sit.
Martinez, left side, looking for Rodgers. Incomplete. Almost had him on the back shoulder. It was Nate Brooks again in coverage. A busy day for him. Really a busy season for the 28-year-old out of North Texas.
Yeah, the all-UFL player, to your point. One of the 4 defenders on this Michigan team. That's all UFL. So he's from Tyler, Texas. Nate Brooks, 6 feet, 190, went to University of North Texas. The same school as Patrick Mahomes, White House. That was his high school. Played in Birmingham last year, won a USFL championship, and he's an undrafted free agent 2019 to the Arizona Cardinals. So he's getting NFL experience based off he's playing a guy, Amari Rodgers, who was a 3rd-round pick by the Packers in the NFL.
Blew it. Nails it. From 43 to make it a 6-point game.
Yellow line down there, throw it there. You give him a chance to make a play for you, but trying to make the great throw, we don't give him a chance to make a play on it at all. You know what I mean? Just give him a chance. Give him a chance. I got no problem with where you went with it. I'm fine with where you went for it. I'm fine with where you went with it.
One of the conversations that we had with Skip Holtz this week when we were on our call with him was he wants more out of his receivers. And that ball was a little bit wide, as you heard, not on target. But he wants his receivers to make more contested catches. They weren't. And so we had this conversation of, man, why is Jay Sternberger playing so well? Well, he said, if our receivers aren't making those catches, let me start targeting our tight ends. So this week we saw Jordan Thomas with the 50-yard touchdown. We also saw Jay Sternberger with a big play. And so you wonder, okay, why is one position getting targets and one not? Well, if you don't make the most of your opportunities, the coach is going to find a guy who will.
But with another field goal, up to 30 total points in this first half. You had the over coming, and you got to be feeling pretty good. And that guy's a big reason why Danny Etling and this Panthers offense, even though they've stalled out late on some of these drives, really been moving it at will. Ross on the return from his own goal line after the bomb from Blewett. Devin Ross out to the 40. And Blewett helped make that tackle with 5 seconds left in the second quarter.
Like we said, throw it down there, throw it short. He can come back and get an interference call. He can come back and make a catch. But if we overthrow it, they're not complete. You have no shot if we overthrow it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind the decision. Yeah. It was man, that was good. Just put a little air. Yeah, give a little air and throw him down the field. Yeah. We said we don't want to run that out of bounds. We told him where to run on that yellow line down there. Throw it there. Give him a chance to make a play for you, but trying to make the great.
Are you ready, sir?
Etling takes a knee, and the Panthers content with their 6-point lead as they head to the locker room. Birmingham will get the ball first when we start the third quarter. Let's go down to Cole.
Coach Holtz trying to find a little bit of rhythm. We've heard some of your conversations with Adrian about going different directions, finding certain things. How easily can those be corrected for the second half?
I think pretty easily. I mean, as bad as it was, I don't know what the penalty count is right now, but there's a lot of them, and we're behind the chains, and we're in a 6-point ball game. As bad as all that was, our defense came up with a big stop, a couple turnovers. They're doing a great job. We just got to carry our weight offensively, and we got to get some things going. For Adrian, I mean, he's making some good throws. He's doing some good things, but I think our best opportunity right now is to spread the field, put the ball in his hands, and let him see things in front of him, and it's giving us a couple big plays because right now we're struggling just trying to get some momentum.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, Cole, the Stallions actually outgained the Panthers 170-152 in that first half. And the U.S. Army has been a presenting sponsor for the UFL this year, and Stormy's on the field with a special guest.
Drew, something we love so much about this league is our connection with the U.S. Army, the opportunity to meet so many great servicemen and women like Specialist Lexi Ray, who is based here in Birmingham. And you've said that a big reason why you chose the Army was because you wanted to be a part of something bigger than yourself. How would you describe the impact that being in the military's had on you?
So, a couple reasons, actually. So, the Army has been a huge impact on my life. One, mainly because I came from a tiny little town where you really didn't get the opportunity to go to college, and the Army was that ticket to college for me. And they gave me a great sense of discipline, a beautiful sense of motivation, and it's exactly what I needed when I started college. They've also given me a huge sense, this is going to sound a little silly, but a family, because I have family at home, but the family that I've made in my unit is so much closer. And honestly, just as a young person trying to get out on my own a little bit, the Army was a huge support system.
It's not silly at all. It's special. And, you know, I feel like so many people don't realize the multiple types of jobs and roles and opportunities that there are within the military. What do you do? What can you share about your job?
So I'm classified as a 68 Echo, which is technically a dental assistant, which is something that I never thought I could do until I went in the Army. So basically, I sit there, and while the dentist is working on your teeth, I make sure that they're staying clean. I hand him the tools he's needing, and pretty much I'm just like his right-hand man.
Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Drew?
All right, Stormy, one of the best parts of the United Football League, the partnership with the U.S. Army. So far, so good for the Michigan Panthers in modern spring football. They're 0-4 against the Birmingham Stallions. But they lead by 6 at halftime. Winner of this one to the championship.
Summer is nearly here. The mercury's rising. The AC's getting cranked up. Ugh, I can already feel myself sweating through my clothes. But don't worry. I have a frosty fix for that fever. Just close your eyes. Conjure up images of crisp fall foliage swaying gently in the cool breezes of autumn. Dancing to the snare snap of a drumline. That's right. College football is just months away.
The electricity, the atmosphere.
It's the beauty of college football.
But to be ready for this season, we're going to need to do a little homework because our familiar 155-year-old friend has never looked more different. Like that one crazy aunt who shows up every Thanksgiving looking like another episode of Botched. So who and what is where? Open your notes app and listen up. The Titans of the Southwest are now in the Southeastern Conference. The Pac-12 is now the 2-pack, as everyone else has either departed for the Big 10, Big 12, or if you're in the Bay Area, the ACC. No, not the Chesapeake Bay, the San Francisco Bay.
The travel secretaries of all these schools are going to have a field day.
Kalen DeBoer is the new head coach at Bama. So yeah, Nick Saban is no longer calling the shots in Tuscaloosa, though he does still live there, has an office there, and his statue stands right outside the stadium. Jimbo Fisher is also gone, replaced as the number 1 12th man by Mike Elko. And Jim Harbaugh walked off Michigan's CFP celebration stage and headed for the NFL. That leaves only 3 active college head coaches with national championship rings. North Carolina's Mack Brown won it back in 2005. The other 2, Clemson's Dabo Swinney and Georgia's Kirby Smart, live only 75 miles apart, and they play week 1 in Atlanta. Meanwhile, the transfer portal is running like a merry-go-round driven by Max Verstappen. Washington State QB Cam Ward is now a Hurricane. Dylan Gabriel who I'm pretty sure played for Newt Rockne, is now with his third team under center at Oregon. Former Clemson QB DJ Uiagalelei is now with the Tigers' nemesis and fellow ACC realignment rabble-rouser, Florida State.
It is a new era of college football, transfer portal really all throughout the year.
All of this while Ohio State just had a better offseason talent haul than anyone not named the Philadelphia Eagles. In Colorado, man, I don't even know what all's going on with the Buffaloes. I just know I can't stop reading Coach Prime's social media posts. Then fall will, well, fall into a wintertime, the likes and lengths of which we have never seen. A college football playoff bracket expanding from 4 teams to 12.
Imagine Friday and then the Saturday on campus. That's what I think a lot of these teams have wanted to earn.
See, I told you it was a lot to know. But honestly, all we really need to know is this. Your school is still your school. College football is still awesome. And kickoff is just months away. Cannot wait.
All right, Ryan, don't forget your sunscreen. You mentioned the expansion of the college football playoff up to 12 teams. First round on campus. That's in December. It takes you all the way to the national championship a month later. Can't wait. College football playoff from 4 to 12. Folks, don't forget our featured June lineup rolls on tonight. ABC has game 1 of the Stanley Cup final between the Oilers and Panthers. Sunday afternoon, our F1 Canadian Grand Prix coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, the series finale between the Dodgers and the Yankees. And finally, game 2 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow night with the Celtics up 1-0. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Tell them I'm ready. Whenever they want, 'cause I'm ready. Oh yeah, I'm ready. And we can.
The stakes are big for this one.
It ain't about them, it's about us.
These are 2 of the heavyweights in the league.
Time is running out as only one team will advance to the UFL Championship.
Hell yeah, yes. Woohoo! Let's go! Yeah, sign up, baby. Jake! Look at me! Look at me! Welcome back, boy! Come on, man! Just like that!
Well, if you're on the over, if you were on the underdog, you like that first half. The Michigan Panthers lead the USFL Conference Championship by 6 as we welcome you back to the UFL, presented by the U.S. Army, and welcome you back to the Magic City, Birmingham, Alabama, about to start this third quarter. Drew and Sam back with you up here in the booth. We'll check in with Cole and Stormy on the field in just a second. And Sam, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked you last week at halftime when Michigan was up by 10. Are you surprised?
I am surprised this week, and the reason why is that Birmingham is the favorite. They have been for the entire season, for the last 2 seasons, but Michigan has weathered the storm. Now, what I need to see from Michigan, if Michigan wants to win, they need to have Siyosi Mariner or Trey Quinn. One of their receivers has to make a big play. If that doesn't happen, it may be more like last week where Michigan was up at half, and they gave the lead away.
Yeah, Stallions won last week 20-19 when Jake Bates missed a field goal at the end of the game. Let's check out today's first half stats brought to you by Progressive. And what jumps out here, Sam? 8 penalties, 85 yards against the Stallions.
And it wasn't like it was early penalties alone. It was early, it was middle, it was late. They were penalized for the entire first half. So Birmingham has to be smarter, understand what's being called and how it's being called, and stop hurting your team. That has to happen for Birmingham to be continued champions.
There's a big reason why these 2-time USFL champion Stallions trail by 6 at half, even though they have outgained the visiting Panthers. Jake Bates kicks it away. We are underway here in the third quarter. Winner to the UFL championship next Sunday. Deon Kane on the return for the Stallions. And he says, giddy up around the right side into plus territory, where he's bumped out by the kicker, Bates.
Deon Kane the 6th-round pick by the Colts in 2018. 6'1", 202 out of Clemson. He had a USFL championship MVP, but that's his speed that stands out the most. Notice he gets the edge of that deep, gets the edge of the coverage team, and his speed stands out. In the USFL championship last year, 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. That got him another shot in Philadelphia. And so we talk about the league of opportunity. Coaches, scouts watch. You make big plays here, you get called tomorrow.
Who's catching passes from Alex Magoo, the league MVP. Martinez should be the league MVP this season. He's looking for Kane. Picked off. Adonis Alexander says, give me that. Was he touchdown? No whistle. So play on. Down to the 30, where he's finally brought down by Kevin Austin Jr. And we'll have to sort this out, whether it's down in the end zone or not. But either way, he high-pointed that football like he was the intended target.
And before he high-pointed the ball, he got his head back around. So Adonis Alexander, 6'3", 190 out of Virginia Tech, number 36. He was targeted earlier in the game in that second quarter. Well, this time, eyes are high.
He should be at the 1, shouldn't it?
Should be at the 1.
Yeah. Hey, we've got intercepting momentum here. He completes the catch, gets both feet down in the field of play before falling into the end zone. So we're going to have to move this ball back to the 1.
After review, the defender caught the ball in his momentum, took him into the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down, Michigan.
So no return for Alexander, but the former Virginia Tech Hokie has his first interception.
If I knew we were going to throw it out there, I wouldn't call it. I'd throw it out. I'm just asking you to do what I'm asking you to do, and we're playing our own offense right now. I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what you're doing. I need to reel you back in to play in our offense because it works. It's worked for 3 years. It's worked for 30 years. It works. It's tried. It's tested.
The quarterback in the shotgun, trying to create some breathing room, gives to Matt Colburn, who's dragged back into the end zone.
Throw the ball to that hash.
Yep.
Is that where we're supposed to throw it?
No, sir.
Throw the damn ball to the hash. I told you, you throw it out there, they're interceptions. Yep. I told you, don't find him, throw it to the hash. Come on now.
Amazing to hear that after that partnership has worked so well all season. Etling's pass is complete. There's Marcus Sims. Always shifty, always dangerous. He's got a first down out near the 20 with a gain of 16.
And coaching sometimes can be harsh, and that's the reality of it. Sometimes it's encouraging, but sometimes you have to talk about reality. It sounds like this conversation has been had time and time again between quarterback and coach, and it sounds like quarterback is making the wrong decision, Adrian Martinez. And so I go to, okay, if this is a big moment, and maybe it's a little bit early, but how long of a leash is it before you go to Matt Corral, who's been in this conversation of going back and forth and competing for a starting spot?
And he competed at the start of this season. Corral actually opened as the starter. That pass is beautiful. Etling completes it to Devin Gray, who taps the toes for another first down, Panthers.
Down here with Adonis Alexander on the sideline, who made that massive pick, and your head coach Mike Nolan in the locker room reminded you guys about what took place last week. How important was it for you guys to get that stop on the opening drive?
It was very important because the same scenario happened last week and they ended up scoring. So it was a big play for real. But I gotta thank my D-line for real, they getting back there.
Were you a high jumper in another life, or how you get those ups?
Now my dad actually is a high jumper. My dad got a very good vertical. My mom ran track, so I got nothing but legs.
All in the family.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Drew.
All right, Stormy, how about that for Adonis Alexander? Great question, great answer. Alexander, his first pick of the year. Second takeaway for Michigan. Usually that's what Birmingham does to the opponent. Colburn around the right side. Tried to cut it back, picked up maybe a yard. Third down coming.
Talk about a momentum shift. I know we're going back to that Adonis Alexander conversation, but if you can win early in the second half, and then you score on a drive like this, that sucks out all the momentum, all the halftime conversation and speech that Birmingham has was ended in one play.
Etling is 12 for 15 today. Four-man rush. There's Mariner. And that is a first down for the Panthers, I think, or will it be fourth?
Yeah, Mariner has got to know, I don't know if it's a first down or not, but he's got to know to get vertical. As soon as you catch that ball, especially when there's some questions, don't go backwards, get vertical.
And he comes up just short, and Mike Nolan, you mentioned this earlier, Sam, he's a defense-first head coach. With his team on top by 6 and his defense playing well, he's going to kick this away.
Yeah, but Amari Rodgers leads the UFL in punt return yards, and he did it in the NFL for the Green Bay Packers. Now, one thing that stands out, he fumbled a little bit when he was with Green Bay, and that's what kind of cost him some opportunity. And so, if you're Michigan, be conscious of that ball. And if you're Birmingham, Amari Rodgers, be conscious as well.
Illegal snap. Illegal snap, guys. Illegal snap. Kicking team, number 44. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
That's a surprise. Jordan Ober is the all-UFL long snapper.
And they're short by 34 inches. I like the decision to punt it because your defense, I just wish Mariner would have gotten vertical. So that's one thing you know. When an opportunity comes, get vertical. Trust your defense. You don't want to risk it. Remember, early in the game, Birmingham went for a play, a fourth down play at a similar position. Didn't get it. That gave Michigan a lead.
It's a fake. It's a fake. And it works to perfection. Kendrick Whitehead Jr. pops free. A gain of 17. The Panthers are throwing the kitchen sink.
So we got to talk to Mike Nolan sooner or later. And this is why. I was at practice on Wednesday, and I was watching practice, and there was a moment where he came to me and said, Sam, I need you to face away from the field and just talk to me. And I'm talking to him, and he's like, hey, trust me. Don't look at what's behind you. Just talk to me. This may have been what was behind me. That looks like Kai Nakua, who's throwing that ball. Perfect. Mind you, he was a quarterback. He was a quarterback in high school. Kai Nakua, quarterback in high school, makes that play. Brilliant play.
It does a little bit of everything for this Panthers team, and now they might give it back. Ball is live, and it's loose, and the Stallions have it. Damon Lloyd falls on it. So after the fake punt, fourth down conversion, the Stallions have a takeaway. This is the UFL.
I want to focus on the arm to see if the hand starts forward. Second, any other from the side, give me a look at. Okay, this ball's rolling off his fingertips before the. This is a fumble and a clear recovery by the defense.
Review, the rule on the field stands. First down, Birmingham.
That was Mike Pereira in the U.S. Army Command Center. Andre Tillman with the pressure, the strip sack, and the takeaway for the Stallions. A little juice back here at Protective Stadium. Birmingham takes over, down 6.
Sunday, June 16th. Be there for the inaugural UFL Championship in St. Louis. Lock in your tickets now for the biggest game of the summer. Witness the historic clash for United Football League dominance.
Dropped it in the basket. Touchdown.
Bring your whole crew to the Dome at America's Center. Great seats are available today, so grab yours at theufl.com.
Andre Tillman, take me through that sack. What was the move?
It was a stab club. The tackle tried to give me a quick set, so I just gave him a quick stab club, brought my rib, and the quarterback was right there.
How'd you set that up earlier in the game?
Just by going with my speed. going speed to power, taking the inside move, and just keep on playing. That's it.
Marvin, we good now?
Oh, yeah, we all good, baby. Appreciate y'all.
I gave him some love. That's what you wanted, right?
That's all we want. We want a D-line, you feel me? Momentum changer. Give my momentum changer some love. That's all I want.
We got it. There you go, guys. Defense.
Cole, it's a good point by Marvin Wilson, the former Florida State Seminole. What a play by Tillman.
And I love his conversation of how he set the rush up. Speed to power, speed to power. Now the tackle's sitting down. Go inside. Now the tackle might see if you're on inside. Then he went stab, club, stab to slow him down, club his arm, and rip through. Wonderful. Poetry in motion.
It's like music to your ears, Sam. Former pass rusher Martinez on the give to Ricky Person. He picks up just one on first down. Let's go back to that play.
Well, you talk about that stab club. What does that mean? Some people call it a long arm, so you're going to see him right on the edge. It's going to be a long arm. It's going to sit down the tackle, stab, and then boom. It's not really like a pull. He said club. It really was more of a pull. So as soon as you sit him down, win first contact, you just pull and rip through. And so once you've gotten a tackle a little bit out of sorts, and you went speed to power, you've run around him. Now all of a sudden, when he feels you, he sits down, then you can rip through like you saw from Dondre Tillman.
Martinez started 9 for 12, just 1 for 6 since, including an interception. Here he steps up, ball's out again, but they'll rule him down.
They ruin him down, but remember, you can challenge any play. So if
taking a look,
they do challenge us,
we are taking a look here. Just give us a little time. You got any shots? Okay. Okay. Let's hold off. We're going to review this. Okay, let's take an official review. Okay, let's look at that shot that we have coming, that we just had. This shot here. This is the shot here to me. The ball's being stripped out. What's the first thing to hit? The hand, the shin and the butt, but the ball's coming out. Ball is clearly coming out. We've got this shot right here. See the ball ripped out before that shin gets down, before the forearm gets out. So it actually is a fumble. And there is a clear recovery by the defense at the 45-yard line. So the clear recovery by 52. So it is going to be Michigan's ball at the 52-yard line first. I mean, at the 52's recovery at the 45-yard line.
Thank you. After review, the ball carrier lost possession of the ball. It was recovered by the defense in immediate continuing action at the 45-yard line. First down, Michigan.
So Walter Palmore, the forced fumble. Mika Tafua, the recovery. That's 2 turnovers in the last 3 plays of this game.
By 2 big-time players. So Walter Palmore first. Look at his eyes on the ball. He's attacking the football, and that's intentional. That's called a turnover, not a takeaway. You're taking the ball away. But he's a monster. He has great hands. A couple weeks ago, he had a PBU in the 4th quarter to help win the game. And then Mika Tafua doing the rest.
Former Mizzou Tiger on his 2nd forced fumble of the year sets him up at the 45. No gain for McCrary.
And we've got the playmaker Walton Palmore here right now. Can you take us through what you saw on that play to be able to jump on it and make it happen?
Hey, in my mind, we just got to make plays out here. Offense got to do their thing. Defense got to do theirs. It's a team effort. So, hey, big plays got to be made to win the game, you know. So,
how would you describe the big plays and the chaos that we've seen here early in the second half?
Hey, it's crazy. It's football, man. Anything can happen. So you got to make a play out here, man. Try to gain the advantage. So that's what we got to do.
Thank you.
Native of Columbus, Georgia, out of breath trying to chase down Adrian Martinez. They've done a great job of it today. Now their quarterback swarmed, and Etling is sacked. Jonathan Garvin will get credit for it.
Jonathan Garvin, 6'4", 257 out of Miami. That move was that speed to power you talk about. So he just ran right through the offensive tackle. Offensive tackle couldn't set. Jonathan Garvin uses his speed right there, top of the screen. There's nowhere for Etling to go. So your job is to get to the quarterback. Sometimes you go around an offensive tackle on the outside or the inside. My favorite go right through him.
Inside hands won right there, Acho.
Absolutely. Inside hands usually win 99% of the time.
Panthers 0 for their last 5 on third down. Steep hill to climb here on 3rd and 18. That's their favorite guy to throw to on third down, Trey Quinn, but he will be short.
Count them, count them, count them. You got 11?
Well, last time Mike Nolan sent out his punt unit, he faked it. This time they do kick it. And Brock Miller, high swirling punt that Amari Rogers, the best in the league, has a chance to return. And he is dragged down from behind. Vulcan looking over Birmingham. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Right next to the trophy, I did it for me and nobody else.
All right, folks, let's take a look at today's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. The start of this third quarter has been like a smelling salt. It'll wake you up if you're not engaged yet. Starts with an Adrian Martinez interception, a great play by Adonis Alexander, his first of the season. Then the Panthers go fake punt, Kai Nakua, former high school quarterback.
Former high school quarterback with the fake punt. But then later on, you're going to see this big-time sack fumble. They give the ball right back. That was Dondre Tillman with a huge sack fumble. And then Walter Palmore, who had a forced fumble a few weeks ago. He is a turnover machine. Forces it. Mika Tafua recovers it. Crazy beginning of a second half. But now we can calm down. Maybe more craziness. Maybe a simple play.
Winner of this game on to the UFL Championship next Sunday in St. Louis. Amari Rogers gets popped as he tries to hit the left edge, and a late flag comes in after the whistle.
I have an illegal low block, number 3 of the defense, block below the waist. Number 3.
End of the run is beyond the line of scrimmage.
That on. Check that on. It's on the defense? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So illegal low block, number 3 of the defense.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the line. Automatic first down.
Nate Brooks, the all-UFL cornerback. Let's check in with Cole. What do you got?
Got backup quarterback Matt Corral is going to be on the headset. Walk us through this drive a little bit. That's a read quarterback power there. He can give it to the jet.
Yeah, he's reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. If he gets leverage to the outside to give the jet sweep, he's going to give it. If he can't get around it, quarterback's going to pull it, run power with it.
We'll get the play here when you get it coming in.
I got it. Right now we're going. Right now we're going double glances with the inside little jerk route. So we got double post routes with timing. Really want this versus a one high, soft corner, and then get down to the jerk as a check down.
Double post, need good protection here for this. Gonna take a little time.
5-man protection, just hot off one side, opposite of the call. Just as long as you know you don't got one coming backside, you'll be good. But I mean, you don't got all day back there.
I'll fall back to the 20-yard line.
Too high show here.
They show too high every play. They'll actually maybe too high this time. Yep. Oh no, see, nips pressure.
Martinez throws. That was dangerous. By the way, they took that snap from the 20. Mike Pereira came in and took the penalty away against the defense. So 3rd down and 8 coming. Let's check in with Mike Pereira in the U.S. Army Command Center. Hey, Mike, why'd you get rid of that penalty?
Well, because it's legal if it's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. The downfield official called it, but since the block was only 3 yards downfield, it's a legal play. So that's why we took it off.
So it sounds like, Mike, there's 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage, up or behind. That makes sense. Thanks for the clarification.
3rd down and 8. Martinez stands in, good pocket. Now he's going to scramble, going nowhere. Met in the backfield, Mika Tafua, the first player to get his hands on him. And 4th down coming up. Martinez has been bottled up all day.
Mika Tafua, 6'2", 249 out of Utah. He's quick, he has great eyes, but it's not just him, it's the entire defensive line forming a cage around the quarterback. Notice no one's rushing upfield. They form a cage. Look at Breland Speaks on one side. Look at Tafua. You see Javen White on the inside. That's 4, rushing as 1. Really 5 if you want to include your spy, Javen White. Rushing as 1. That's how you slow down an elusive quarterback.
Just 5 carries for 7 yards for Martinez, who led the league with over 500 rushing yards this season. His player prop today, 47.5 rush yards. Got a long way to go for that. On 4th and 9, Wadman's punt. Returnable. Past the 40-yard line goes Devin Gray. Folks, game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight in Florida. Connor McDavid and the Oilers take on Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers. 8 Eastern, ABC, ESPN Deportes. ESPN Plus, going to be fun to see Connor McDavid on the game's biggest stage.
And Drew, Michigan offensive coordinator Marcel Belfait has some Stanley Cup ties. His wife's uncle was the late Pat Burns, former NHL head coach who won a cup with the Devils in 2003, also coached for the Bruins, Canadiens, the Leafs. Told us Burns was an important mentor for him as he was coming up in the CFL coaching. Very fiery, always encouraging him. And you know, I always need picks. I asked him if he's rooting for the Florida Panthers or if he's rooting for country. Oh, take it.
Look out. Yeah, intercepted. This third quarter just gets crazier and crazier. Takes it away. And the former FIU Panther rips it away from the Michigan Panthers.
This is the second or third throw that's gotten away from Danny Etling. What do I mean by that? Second or third throw that's been high. Well, that's high and that's over the middle. I mean, it's like, what do people say? Ball caught me. Ball chose me. That ball chose Ike Brown. 6'1", 185 out of FIU. Ball chose him, but then he did the rest. Get that interception. If they give you the ball, go get those yards. Notice all his teammates going to block for him. Those are the hidden yardage in the game. That's hidden yardage in the game that gives you momentum.
His first interception of the season. It's their 18th takeaway of the year, which leads the UFL. And look at this. You hinted at this earlier in the game, but Adrian Martinez is out. Matt Corral is in. Former Ole Miss Rebel pumps, throws, completes his first pass to Deion Kane. Matt Corral, former third-round pick by the Carolina Panthers, never really panned out. He had a foot injury that cost him his entire rookie season. Then he was waived. One of the best quarterbacks in Ole Miss history. He started this year in a quarterback battle with Adrian Martinez, who won it and then blew up to become the presumptive MVP.
And he's full of talent. You talk to anybody around the league, this league or NFL or high school, whatever, he's one of the most talented players you're going to meet.
On 2nd and 3, that's intercepted. What is happening in this third quarter? Javen White on the takeaway. Does anybody want the football?
Ball chose me. What do we say in football? We say tips and overthrows. Got to get those. Javen White.
Guy on the left comes flying down, and the field glance is what I'm trying to get on that.
Field glance came rolling down?
Yeah, the field safety is the guy coming down. That's the guy I tried to throw it to earlier. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
So we talked about tips and overthrows.
I know. We're going to win it. We're going to win it. We're going to win it.
Pressure in his face. Boom, a little bit behind. It's tipped. The other one, Javen White, the other one was an overthrow. So when sometimes defense, you just have to be in the right position. I know as we see this Matt Coburn with the 2-3 yard rush. Just be in the right position. The ball will find you. Javen White, one of the vocal leaders of this defense, just doing his job.
Doing his job, and he's about to get interviewed by Stormy. And what a performance for Javen White and this Michigan Panthers defense. In this third quarter, combined 4 turnovers and 4 first downs, plus a fake punt. Oh my goodness! Another takeaway. This could go the distance. Daniel Isom scores! chance to take the lead. Remember, folks, no kicking extra points in the UFL. You can go for 1 from the 2, 2 from the 5, 3 from the 10. Stallions will just go for 1 to try to take the lead, and Matt Corral is back in there. He's thrown 2 passes. 1 was intercepted. Rodgers in motion. Corral fakes it to him. This is the play they took the lead on last week. It's incomplete, trying to find the tight end, Jordan Thomas.
And that was stopped by Bryce Tornado, the 5'9", 190-pound DB out of Kansas.
And he's down on the field. Tornado made the play. Ran into a big man in Jordan Thomas. Javen White ushered away by his teammates. He was the one who had that last interception. And now Tornado limps away.
Bryce Tornado was all USFL last year when he played with the Pittsburgh Maulers, limping off.
Cole?
Stallions DB Daniel Isom, you jumped that route to get the interception. Let's go through that first. What was the route and how did you know you could grab it?
It was just a little sit route. Just watching film, I seen they like to sit it down right there, so tried to give a little man look, bounce off and jump the route, see if I can make a play for my team. I know he needed it.
All right, now ball's in your hands. What's going through your mind?
Score, get in the end zone. That's all I was thinking, get in the end zone. We need them points.
Good stuff, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Man. Let's go back to that pick 6.
Well, you heard him. He said it was just a little sit route. Well, if you watch film, you know that route's going to come. You're allowed to undercut it, so he does. But it's not just the interception. We talked about it. You have to be able to score on defense. Notice the convoy of Stallions that are leading him to the end zone. So once you get the interception, it's not enough, especially when you're an athletic defender. Find the end zone, and the 10 other guys around you need to help you, and they did.
48-yard house call for Isom. 6 combined turnovers in the third quarter alone.
Think about what you just said.
You're going to giddy up. You better hold on tight to the reins in this game. We got a tie game, 36 total points coming down the stretch of this third quarter. Buckle up. Kevin Ross on the return. Out to the 40-yard line. Javen White lost his helmet. Let's listen on Mindfly.
We got to keep it in control on both sides. I'm gonna make sure my guys stay, but they're gonna get a little chippy too. We gotta protect ourselves. They're both doing that. We gotta protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I just said we just gotta protect ourselves. I want to keep the play on each side. That's all. I'm looking. I don't want to get called on them. Don't want to get called on them. I'm looking. That's why I'm trying to break it up right away. I'm breaking it up right away. Yeah.
Rondell Carter having a conversation with the officials. Not a typo, folks. 3 turnovers apiece in 1 quarter of football. Got to be a record for maybe any league. Danny Etling on the give. Matt Colburn burrows forward for a few yards. Michigan's third quarter drives, fumble, punt, interception, interception.
Listen, you're playing your ass off, you're playing aggressive, but we must maintain our composure. Got me? We can't afford set the cheek because we can't control ourselves. Declare that. And I don't care. Got me? Do the right thing so we can win this damn thing. Got me? All right, make it right. They aren't.
That's why he's the UFL Coach of the Year, keeping his guys calm in the midst of chaos.
2nd and 7. Etling on the keeper. Had a bunch of options on that play, but Damon Lloyd on the breakup. He was trying to find Colton Catini, the tight end. 3rd and 7.
I just feel like in situations like that, you got to keep the simple. I mean, he had a receiver to the flat that was wide open. Nobody covered. That's a simple pass, so you don't make it too hard on yourself. Take what the defense gives you, live to play another down. Don't put the ball in harm's way.
Like Corey Chamberlain, Birmingham's defensive coordinator, having an issue with the walkie-talkie. Can they get the call in? They clock down to 5. Etling from the empty set. 4-man rush from the Stallions. Flushes him to his right. Etling directing traffic. He can run for it. Chased down, and he comes up short. Jonathan Garvin flashing the wheels.
Hey, Drew and Sam, wanted to throw this out for you guys real quick. You talked about the chaos just in this quarter, Drew. Sam, you remember what Coach Holtz told you he liked about his football team the most when you asked him that question in our meeting?
Well, we talked about the intangibles, the relationships, but the resolve.
There you go.
The resolve of this team. And so you talk about things like that, but this is the time to show it. It's one thing to talk about resolve on a Zoom meeting with people who are calling the game. It's another thing in the heat of the battle when there's been 6 turnovers. Who's going to be the one in your huddle to calm everyone down?
Rodgers lets it skip and into the end zone for a touchback out to the 25-yard line. Birmingham Stallions, a budding spring football dynasty, back-to-back USFL championships, and they are showing that championship medal in a third quarter that's had 6 combined turnovers.
Adonis Alexander had one of them. We saw Paul Moore. We see Dondre Tillman. The ball is everything, and it seems like some players know that truth. Other players don't. Tips and overthrows, got to get those. Daniel Isom finds the end zone. Javen White gets a pick. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 6 turnovers in one quarter. Ball security, neither here nor there. And Mindfly loves it.
That's a great look from the Mindfly. A couple of our officials wearing that camera on their body. Part of the great access in the United Football League. It's still Matt Corral for the Stallions, and that's on the money. Jordan Thomas, his big tight end, who had a 50-yard touchdown catch from Adrian Martinez earlier in the game, moves the chains, and that should take us to the end of the third quarter.
Cole, I go back in situations like this to who are my most trusted players. And for this Birmingham Stallions offense, it's the tight ends. It's Jay Sternberger, it's Marcus Baugh, it's Jordan Thomas. Those are the guys who have been making your plays. So there's been a quarterback switch. Matt Corral, go to those guys who you trust.
Tomorrow at 7 Eastern over on Fox. We had a prequel for both of these conference championships last week. The Brahmas and Battlehawks and Panthers and Stallions. Both those games were epic. If today is any indication, that one's going to be too.
Well, you're right. It's an 8-team league. 4 in the USFL Conference, 4 in the XFL Conference. Right now we're seeing the USFL Conference Championship. 10 games. The 2 top teams make it. If it's anything like this, that game's going to be epic.
Matt Corral rips it deep. Virginia's finest with a big pop on a line drive, 43 yards from Corral.
And the former St. Louis Battlehawk, he was a star for St. Louis last year, but with the transition of this league, all of a sudden there's better players on different teams. Great patience and trust by Matt Corral, but we talked about those trusted players. Gary Jennings is a guy who's been there before and making the most of this new team.
C.J. Marable dancing through the hole down to the 10-yard line. Should be enough for a first down to set up 1st and goal. Kai Nakua on the stop.
And this is who Skip Holtz said is the guy who we trust the most in the backfield. Look at that cut. Great job on that cutback. He's a 2-time USFL champion. C.J. Marable is a trusted player on this team.
Ooh, Corral takes a big stick from the Defensive Player of the Year. Breland speaks. That's Ole Miss Rebel versus Ole Miss Rebel. So Matt Corral comes in relief. Listen to this. Could feel that back in Oxford. From the empty set, Corral looks, throws, Rodgers, touchdown! Stallions take the lead after they trailed by 15 in the first half.
The thing I love about what Matt Corral just did on that play was that he took exactly what was available to him. Didn't make it difficult. You have a route in the flat, 2 yards from the end zone. Take it. Let your receivers do the rest. Amari Rodgers. Look at it, just right here. He's calm, he's cool. You got him. Take it. Try and make them defend. And Amari Rodgers, we talked about it. 5'9", 212 from Knoxville, Tennessee. National champion. Packers actually traded up to get him. Let your playmakers make plays. Take what's given.
Stallions will try to make this a 7-point lead, but the ball was snapped when Rodgers was still in motion.
Thank you. False start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Replay the trot.
They'll call it on Kevin Austin, the wide receiver.
0-2. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're on 12 JT. We're going to spin Jace. Here we go. Let's go, Rob. Here we go. Let's go, Rob empty. Let's go, Rob empty. Let's go, Gator, 12 JT. Go, Rob empty, ZN, Gator, 12 JT. Rob empty, ZN, Gator, 12 JT. Let's go!
2 personnel. That means 0 running backs, 2 tight ends. I see Sternberger. I see Jordan Thomas. The most trusted players are on the field right now.
Especially down in this area. That throw incomplete for Rodgers. Again, it's Nate Brooks on the coverage. So this remains a 6-point lead for the Stallions, who've scored the last 21 points in the game after they trailed 18-3 with less than 4 to play in the second quarter.
I can't understate enough or overstate enough how impressive these little things that Matt Corral has done. He's been on the bench the last several weeks. He hasn't played for the last 6 or 7 weeks. It's been Adrian Martinez's team, but he's stayed locked in and he's listens. That's all you gotta do sometimes, just listen. Coach says, hey, throw it here, I'm gonna throw it here. And then all of a sudden you do that, everything else takes care of itself.
Anything to put the ball in the net. Those guys are playing so far off, and those hook players, they're 3 yards off the ball.
To throw 16 to the outside, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me the play. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say. So you're going Rob, Celtic 16?
Anything to get those backers sucked up to get a slant, Seahawk. And if I don't like, or whatever, just because they're playing so soft.
I'll get into a laser trip.
And it's like they're giving us. They're playing 7 yards off, and they're giving us.
I'll go laser trips and go Seahawk even. You know what I mean? Like 15 slant shake. Nice job.
Well, there's no doubt that Matt Corral, like you said, Tim, has stayed dialed in, even after he lost that quarterback battle with Adrian Martinez. Chris blew it to boot it away. That's a line drive, and if that goes out of bounds, that's bad news for Birmingham. It's coming out to midfield.
All right, Matt Corral, did you even get a warm-up throw in?
Two forwards, 2 back, and we're good.
You've been hanging out with me, listening to the headset. First off, just how'd it feel to be back in there, complete a couple balls?
Man, it felt great. You know, just like practice. You know, it's just another day in the office out here.
So you're talking to Coach Holtz. We overheard you. We're trying to get the linebackers sucked up a little bit. You think you can take advantage of that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, we just got to get a call. That's it. They've been well coached as far as what they're expecting versus us, and they're covering it pretty well. That's why there's every concept we've ran, there's always been a guy just right there, you know. So we got to add a little wrinkle just to give us the advantage.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Man, that's great stuff, fellas.
That's so good. And one thing I love about just what you said, Cole, is he's talking about how, man, the defense is matched up, but these are the in-game adjustments that you don't see from the outside but happen on the sidelines and also up in the booth. You have coaches watching from up in the booth saying, hey, this is what they're doing. But now you're getting that communication. They have 9 iPads on the sideline with live video. They can talk through these adjustments.
On 2nd and 4, here's Danny Etling, pressured by the Stallions, and a great play to get it out to Cioce Mariner for a first down.
We got defensive coordinator for the Panthers, Colin Bauer, here. What's the biggest adjustment you have to make with the new quarterback coming in?
Yeah, they're both really different players. They can both throw and run well. 2 is a little bit more of a in-the-pocket, move around, kind of a magician in the pocket. 9 was great running down and a true vertical speed. So they're different quarterbacks, similar but different. 2 made a great throw there. So we got to adjust. We got to cover a little bit tighter and be a little bit better in coverage.
Anyone in particular or group that you're challenging?
All of them. They're all playing their butts off today. they're doing really well. We just got to finish. We got to finish the right way.
Thank you.
Yep, well.
Win or go home. It's been a fantastic game. Jonathan Garvin on the tip around the edge. And second down coming up.
Yeah, and you see for the mind fly view, if you don't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. You talked about it. That's Jonathan Garvin right there. Even if you don't win, you can still win. I didn't lose. I might not have got a sack, but I affected the play. Now all of a sudden, second and long, obvious pass situation. Danny Etling.
Sorry, Sam. Danny Etling started 14 of 16. He's 1 for 5 since. That one is complete. It's Devin Gray, the former Colorado Buffalo, past the sticks for a first down inside the 30.
And notice how Devin Gray immediately caught the ball, then got vertical. That would have been a 3rd and 1, but instead now it's a first down because he immediately got vertical when he was around the sticks.
Devin Gray, a former Cincinnati Bearcat, my mistake. Devin Ross, his teammate, went to Colorado. McCrary in the pistol behind Etling. Started his college career at Purdue, finished it at LSU. Hands it to McCrary. And he'll gain 3 yards as he burrows ahead. Damon Lloyd on the tackle for Birmingham.
Cole. And that D-line's been pretty good against the run.
What's up today? That's what I was going to say. Is that considered a win? An offensive line, they gain 2 yards. Is that a win? Is that a loss for the O-line?
And I don't know. At this point in the game right now, you'll take every yard you can get. I'd rather be in 2nd 8 and 2nd and 10, but they're playing a lighter box. That's why we'll probably consider it more of a win for the defense.
Etling incomplete right off the hands of Devin Ross. They tried to set up the screen. 3rd down and 8 on the way.
And to your point, Cole, the reason that would be a win for the defense is now it's, number 1, you get the stop. But number 2, now it's 3rd and obvious pass. So if you gain 3 or 4 on offense, man, that's a win. 2nd and 6. Get another 4, 3rd and 2. Get another 4 first down. If you hold them to 2 or less, now you force them into a place where, as a defensive lineman, I know it's going to be a pass. I'm working my best pass rush moves. So that's what I'm looking at. Taco Charlton, what move are you working?
Panthers had 18 in the first half, yet to score in the second half. Etling from empty looked like a draw all the way. He's got to get rid of it. That's risky. And it falls incomplete. Looked like he was just going to throw it away, but JoJo Tillery got a hand on it. He's been a major contributor in their last 2 titles for the Stallions.
And he's been a huge vocal leader for this team. On the field earlier, you heard him say, man, I'm here, we're here, let's do this. And so you lead with your voice, but then also with your play. That big right paw gets up there and prevents what could have been a first down.
So it brings out Jake Bates, who was 4 for 5 in the first half. This one from 44. Former soccer player at Central Arkansas who transferred to Arkansas, became a kickoff specialist. That's blocked! That is blocked! More mayhem in this second half. The all-league kicker denied and now injured. So JoJo Tillery, after deflecting the pass and forcing the field goal attempt, blocks it himself. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. So Jake Bates with a 44-yard attempt that gets stuffed at the line. And it's not defenders making the block. It's 2 offensive linemen combining for it. Armani Taylor and Darius Harper of the Stallions.
And not just any offensive lineman, Drew. These are 2 6'6" offensive linemen. Darius Harper, 6'6", 300 out of Cincinnati. His coach said he did a nice job. Armani Taylor Prelo, 6'7", 308 out of South Carolina State. These are O-linemen that are on field goal block. That's such a rarity in the NFL for sure, and likely in this league as well.
It keeps their lead at 6.
But, hey, the more you can do.
Yeah, no doubt. These players can sign with NFL teams the Monday after the championship next week. Matt Corral still the quarterback. He completes to Marlon Williams. Made one man miss. and ridden out of bounds by Javen White. Let's go down to Cole.
Fellas, when the going gets tough, we know who you go to. Offensive lineman. Chris Bonio, special teams coach for the Stallions, here with me. 3 linemen in there on your field goal block team.
Well, you know, our players do a great job. They always give good effort, and they're willing to do anything, and that's the 3 tallest guys on the team. So to me, you got a good kicker that kicks long field goals. You're bound to get one that's coming out low every once in a while. And so they go hard every time and finally got one.
That's middle block, or is that every field goal block you run?
That's what we've been doing for a while. You know, trying to just get hands up and get a piece of it. You know, and they've done a nice job.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Think about the special team swings in this game. A fake punt for Michigan and then a blocked field goal for Birmingham as Corral is twisted down by Rondell Carter, former James Madison Duke.
Hey, Acho, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of field goal block teams in my life. I don't think I've ever seen 3 linemen on one before.
Cole, I've been on a lot of field goal block teams in my life. I've never seen an offensive lineman next to me or on the field on field goal block with me.
Cole, you never lined up on a field goal block?
You know, I didn't have that kind of length. No. A little more short and stocky back in my day. Still today, actually. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you got a middle jumper is one that everybody would always have, and sometimes that might not be like a D lineman, but lineman, no.
Corral 5 for 6. A lot of hand fighting, and 2 flags come in. Trying to get it to Deion Kane. Levante Taylor in coverage.
Are your flags good? Oh, holding. What's the result of the play? Result was incomplete pass. What number? Number 1. Thank you. Holding. Defense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Levante Taylor, 5'10", 186 out of Florida State. Once again, just put the ball in a place where you force the defender in a compromised position. And that's what Matt Corral did. Matt Corral has stepped up in a huge way so far.
And that's what Adrian Martinez didn't do earlier in the game when he missed Amari Rodgers in the end zone.
Yeah, give the receiver a chance.
Corral looks left, throws right, completes to Kane again, targeting him on back-to-back snaps, and he's near first down yardage. Stormy?
Well, and to go back to the missed field goal, impactful in more ways than one. The total in this game is 43.5. We're sitting on 42 right now, so over-bettors are feeling a little bit less comfortable right now. And how about these Birmingham Stallions, by the way, who are a 6.5-point favorite to start? They're down 15, and now they're in cover territory again, nearing it. By the way, Jake Bates, he came off the sideline. The training staff came up to him, addressed him, asked him how he is. He said he's okay, just slipped and rolled his ankle, but he feels fine.
First and 10. C.J. Marable bouncing off the tacklers, pinballing his way, and sledgehammering inside the 30. A juice run for C.J. Marable. Moves the chains again, and it's all Stallions right now.
Man, and that's what champions do. C.J. Marable, 2-time USFL champion with Birmingham, undrafted free agent to the Chicago Bears in 2021, signed with the Patriots after his outstanding season last year from Decatur, Georgia, and he knows how to play.
Big kick-out block from 68, right guard Zach Johnson there as well, first team all UFL.
He was an FCS All-American at North Dakota State. That's the midway point of this fourth quarter. It's Marable again, testing the left side, cuts it back, again shakes the first tackler, and he's near the red zone. C.J. Marable, 10 carries for 56 yards and 2 scores last week after he had 2 touchdowns all season coming in.
And he was challenged last week. Skip Holtz said, hey, man, we've challenged him. Look at Zach Johnson, all UFL right guard. He's going to pull around and great kick-out block on Breland Speaks to make that hole available, and then he just does the rest himself. You spin, you get low, make the play. And then here, that next run, cutting upfield. So one thing that Skip Holtz says is he's the most knowledgeable of all our backs. And so sometimes critical game on the line, being intelligent, being knowledgeable, knowing you can pick up blocks and run the ball, those are important things to coaches.
Second and short, Corral feels the blitz, throws, end zone just too out of reach for Deion Kane. Last year's USFL Championship MVP.
Looking for a slant there.
No chance at that one.
Good. Okay, here we go. 3rd and 3. Okay. Here we go. Let's go Rob Empty. Let's go Rob Empty. Let's go Gator. 13 shave. Rob Empty. Gator. 13 shave.
3rd and 3. Most defense defenses want to play man-to-man. I hear it play like shave. You look, I see that bunch at the top with Jay Sternberger. To me, it says something like crossers.
Just 1 of 6 on 3rd down today, and Jay Sternberger has the first down this time. Number 12 takes it to the 12, a first-team All-UFL tight end.
And they're going to their trusted players. One thing that stands out to me is this hurry up. That's one thing that's caught Michigan off guard. They've got no huddle, quick plays. It keeps the defense tired on the field. It makes it hard to communicate.
Remember, 3 interior defensive linemen dressed out for this game for the Michigan Panthers.
Be on the snap.
Yep.
False start, number 63. Number 63.
False start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Matt Caskey, who's replacing Christian DeLauro at left tackle this week.
And going back to, look at Jay Sternberger. He sits down, so it looks like it's a little bit of zone. Another catch in traffic. You're going to your trusted players. He sits down, gets the ball, and protects the ball. There have been so many fumbles and interceptions and turnovers in this game. Protect the rock.
That was the 10th penalty against Birmingham today for 106 yards, a season high. Skip Holtz talked about the resolve of his group. We're seeing it on display again today. That's Person out of the backfield. Hit out of bounds by Noah Dawkins.
What's the down and distance? What's the down and distance? Hurry. Okay. Good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Lou empty. Here we go. Let's go. I tell you what, let's go Lou tight. Let's go Lou tight, Atlanta 25 trade.
We'll take the break with him and update you on the injured Panther when we come back. Don't forget, tomorrow the XFL Conference Championship game is on Fox. St. Louis hosts San Antonio for a spot in the UFL Championship. It's at 7 Eastern. The winner of our game takes on the winner of that one next Sunday on Fox. Drew Carter, Sam Acho, Cole Kubelik, Story Bonatoni with you here at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. The Stallions trailed by 15. They now lead by 6. The shirtless fans have become a phenomenon here in the Magic City. Their team with the 9th play of the drive that started on their own 34. Matt Corral on relief for Adrian Martinez. He throws to the running back. Persons got it toward the pylon. Touchdown! Ricky Person goes Superman.
Ricky Person is him. He went undrafted by the Ravens in 2022, grew up in Lewisburg, North Carolina. He wears coordinates on his neck. That's his grandma's house. He wanted to go to NC State. His grandma had cancer. She passed right before he committed. And so all that he does for her.
It's his 7th touchdown of the season. Led the league with 6 on the ground, his first through the air. And the over has officially hit. Going for a run from the 2-yard line. To take a 13-point lead. Corral keeps, floats, count it. Way upstairs, Jordan Thomas lives there. And his Statue of Liberty's the ball.
Jordan Thomas got this coaching point earlier. Go up and get the ball. Don't fade away from it. He said, I'm 6'7", you're too small. I'm still 6'7", you're still too small. Don't get the ball. It's like a dad with the son. And then with the, okay, he didn't get the dub. You're not Alice, his grandma, he wears their name on his cleats. That's how much they mean to him. Finds the end zone, gives his team a 2-4 lead. He celebrates with the shirtless fanatics.
Call that a protective stadium leap. He was the only person in that section wearing a shirt.
Both figuratively and literally. The only person. Maybe another person in the audience. You never know.
Cole, I think Cole is going to join them after the game if Birmingham wins.
They were chanting his name. Cole, you're beloved here. I'm not going to say what they were chanting after they said his name. But...
How about the answer from the Stallions after they trailed by 15 with 4 minutes to play in the second quarter? Ripped off 28 in a row. Out to the 40, a good return from Devin Ross. Cole?
Ricky Pearson, Skip Holt said the thing he liked about this football team the most was the resolve. You're a guy that ran the football for the Massachusetts Pirates. Now you're jumping up in the shirtless pyramid. Tell me how it felt when you got up there with those fans.
It felt good. You know, we got the best fans in the nation. Big shout out to my offensive line, my quarterback. Going through the read progression, making the right read. We just getting started.
Are you hungry this week after being down last week?
For sure. You know, always hungry. Always.
Thank you, Ricky.
Appreciate you.
Great story, Ricky Person. He's had a fantastic season for Birmingham. Biggest touchdown so far. Trey Quinn on the catch for Michigan out near midfield. You think this doesn't mean something to these players? Spring football championship? Absolutely. Matthew Colburn on the first down carry for the Panthers. And folks, in the UFL, it ain't over till it's over. Michigan's got 3 timeouts. This is a 13-point game, and if they do score, they can go for a 4th and 12 from their own 28 to maintain possession and then try to go on a game-winning drive. Pass complete. Cole Hecatini to tight end.
And not only that, so you can score, you can go for 4th and 12, and have to do an onside kick in the UFL. If you're down in the 4th quarter and you score, you have an opportunity to get the ball back. But also, within 2 minutes, the clock will stop. Be like more college rules. So after first downs, it'll stop. So right now, you have to operate like it's the 2-minute drill. Be as fast as you can, get as many plays before that 2-minute, and then you'll have time later on.
Under 3 minutes left, that pass deflected. And it falls incomplete. Andre Tillman got a hand. What a game he has had. DeMarcus Gates, the nearest player to him.
And to your point from earlier, Mike Nolan talked about the challenge, that super challenge, that red chiclet underneath your screen. If there's a play that you feel like should have been called or a penalty that should not have been called, Mike Nolan can use that as long as you have the timeout. So right now you have to be in hurry-up mode. The clock is still running outside of 2 minutes. And then get yourself going quicker.
Panthers 0-4 on 3rd down in the second half. Atling, pressure. Flips his hips, keeps it, sacked. It's Daniel Isom who had a pick 6 in the 3rd quarter.
Timeout would be so real quick. 5'10", 191 out of Washington State. Yep. You hear the timeout by Michigan. You have to take the timeout right now. Smart play by Daniel Isom. I've heard people say at quarterback, hey, man, if you just pump fake, the defenders will jump up in the air. It's not always that way. You actually do drills where you ignore and forget about that pump fake and run through the quarterback. Yes, have your hands up, but have your feet on the ground. Unbelievable job by Daniel Isom, having his hands up for the pump fake, but running through the QB.
Michigan had to burn their first timeout. That was the 6th tackle for loss for Birmingham today. Give their defensive coordinator, Corey Chamberlain, and that entire staff a lot of credit. Anthony Blevins coaching in his 2nd game with this team. Defensive coordinator John Chavis, who was with the team for the last 2 championships in the first 7 weeks of this season, left with a medical issue. Chamberlain steps up. Blevins steps in on that defensive staff. And in the second half, they've been nails today. 4th down and 9. Atling retreating. Scanning. Fires. Samson Nakua in the area. Intercepted. Taken Mike Brown had 0 interceptions all season. He's got 2 in the USFL Conference Championship.
And there's 2 things that are going through my mind. The first is, man, can you use that super challenge? Is there anything? Was there a holding? Could there have been some kind of penalty? But the second thing is chains. Defensive coordinator Corey Chamberlain. Boom. It is being challenged. It is being challenged. The red flag has been thrown. Mike Nolan has to be specific about what he's challenging.
He's challenging pass interference on the previous play.
He's challenging number 19 for pass interference.
That's correct.
Okay, we're looking at it here. Playing ball, really, he looks back for the ball. The receiver kind of pushes him through. One more look at it here. Turns his head, looks back, pushes him off. I can't go with defensive pass interference on that.
Okay.
So going no
Coach,
foul, the challenge is denied.
There is no foul on the play. You lost your challenge and you were charged a team timeout. So it's your second charge timeout to have.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
And they're out of the super challenge.
After review, there is no foul for pass interference on the defense. Michigan has been charged their second charge timeout of the half, and they cannot challenge any more plays during the game.
And you like that decision from Mike Nolan, because why not, right?
Yeah, he talked about it. He said that if I'm going to use this challenge, I want to use it on a momentum-shifting play, save it for late in the game. You almost have to challenge it if you think there was a chance. Now, you could say, well, no, you keep the 2 timeouts and there's a 2-minute warning, get the ball back. But that was too big of a shift not to challenge. From the bird's eye view, you say, man, there could have been pass interference. And so you take that opportunity, you take that risk in hopes that it would pay off. In this opportunity, it didn't.
Matt Corral gives to C.J. Marable. How'd he get out of that? Man, C.J. Marable can go. Takes us to the 2-minute warning with a $1:52 to play. Noah Dawkins finally stopped him.
All Stallions. C.J. Marable with the cutback. Matt Corral trying to get a little bit of block. Look at him getting it. And then C.J. Marable hurdling over defenders, getting a big-time first down. Look at this comeback. Great vision, great spin move, great teamwork, great effort. That's all kind of cool. All UFL safety. Big-time play.
This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Something poetic about being in the state of Alabama and a coach pulling his superstar quarterback on the biggest stage for the backup who comes in and leads a team to a victory. And it seems like that's what's going to happen with Matt Corral and Adrian Martinez. Martinez, a presumptive MVP when that award comes out Monday. Corral, his backup. So, Sam, the question now becomes, they move on to the championship Sunday. Who does Skip Holtz start?
But it's not just a question for Skip Holtz. It's also a question for either St. Louis or San Antonio. Whoever wins that game, they're wondering, will it be Adrian Martinez? Will it be Matt Corral? And so Skip Holtz has to answer that, but it presents a problem for Anthony Becht in St. Louis and Wade Phillips in San Antonio on who do we game plan for. They're 2 different quarterbacks, but it looks like Matt Corral may be the man moving forward.
And Danny Etling was the man today for Michigan. Great first half. They scored 18 points. Silent in the second half as the Stallions defense has proven itself to be championship worthy again. Ricky Person on the carry. And Skip Holtz will lead this franchise back to a championship game. They'll take on either St. Louis or San Antonio next Sunday in St. Louis at the Dome.
You feel like you have the pull or no?
They're waiting for me. That's an extra guy. It's number 4. He's looking at me. Okay. Looks like they're going 0.
But that's fine. That's fine. Then hand it. I don't want to get into the Colts. We just picked up 4. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing again. Let's go left full. You want to go left full, move. I'll tell you, do the same thing. Left full, move into even.
talked to Skip Holtz earlier this week, and we asked him if there's one message about your team on what sets them apart, what would it be? And he said it's the intangibles and the relationships over talent. He said that's what makes this team different, how much they care about each other. We're seeing it play out right in front of us.
Well, one thing they have struggled with today is penalties. This will be their 11th.
Yeah. Gotcha. False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
All-league guard, Zach Johnson. There's something about this Stallions franchise and that man, the head coach. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
And one of those parts, Matt Corral, has stepped in brilliantly and seemingly effortlessly to this opportunity.
It's Marable again. And Michigan out of timeouts. So, Sam, who would you start next Sunday?
I would start Matt Corral. And part of the reason is this is the second week in a row where we've seen Adrian Martinez not look like himself. Last week he took 5 sacks. This week I believe it's been 4 sacks. And some bad decisions when your coach is telling you what you should or shouldn't do. That's part one. Part two on Corral is just his story, man. He was in Carolina, had an opportunity, got injured. They draft Bryce Young first overall. This dude has matured so much from a 15-year-old starter as a freshman in high school, playing with guys like Zach Charbonnet and more.
Nearly a first down on a second effort by Marable. Looks like he'll be marked just short.
To a dude with all the talent in the world, to a guy who fought for an opportunity, and then he gets the job given to Adrian Martinez. Now he has an opportunity, and so I would go with Corral. If I'm Birmingham, Cole, what do you think?
I think Matt Corral will be the guy, and I think it's because of how he's seeing things. I think Adrian Martinez, for whatever reason it is, you mentioned it, Acho, the last 2 weeks, he just has not been seeing coverage, has not been seeing the receivers and the routes develop the way that he needs to. Remember, go back to what Matt Corral was talking to us about, talking to Coach Holtz about. Not only how to complete passes, but how to get the defense in position to complete passes. It seems like Corral might have a better feel for this offense right now. And going a step further with everything you said about Matt, we had them a couple weeks ago. We had them last week. Coach Holtz has told us about it. The relationship, not just with Matt Corral, Adrian Martinez, Jamar Smith as well has won a lot of games for this franchise. That quarterback room is just different for this Birmingham Stallion football team.
Andy. Here we go. Give me 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
And then one consistent piece has been Skip Holtz.
Let's go. Here we go.
Well, think about what the Stallions did last season.
I want the 2 receivers to be wings and block the widest. 2 receivers to be wings and block the widest. Left full into yard. Left full move into yard. Left full move into yard. I called it timeout.
This could be an interesting play here. 4th and 1, 20 seconds left.
Hand it off and just protect the rock.
Marable staying on his feet for a couple extra seconds. We'll see if they give him enough for a first down. It looks like it is Panthers ball with 13 seconds left, purely cosmetic.
What are you doing? I'm just saying, hey, you know what? Let's beat his ass and then say, you know what, go home. You know what? That's how we hurt him the best. Thank you, guys. Nice job.
Skip Holtz still coaching.
Well, that's what you got. I mean, this is what sets him apart. Why he's a back-to-back USFL champion. Why he's on the verge of a championship game in the UFL. She's back-to-back USFL champion. Coach of the year at Louisiana Tech. It's conversations like those.
That's kind of the second half in a nutshell for this Panthers offense. Hetling runs into his own man, goes down. And spring football still runs through Birmingham, folks. The Stallions are headed to the inaugural UFL championship game. They are your USFL conference champs.
Teams competing their tails off. You guys have done a great job. Congratulations, Steve. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Stallions' backup quarterback, Matt Corral, who enters the game, brings his team back to divisional victory, now going to head to the championship game. You told us about this quarterback room weeks ago. Coach Holtz did as well. How and why are you guys able to maintain the relationships you do, and how did it make this possible today?
You know, it's just all about knowing your role. Knowing your role and doing that to the best of your ability. And I think, you know, we got enough guys, we got enough group of men that understand that and know that that concept when it comes to this type of game, especially in this, especially like now in the UFL and the NFL, college. You know, we got a lot of good guys on and off the field, and that definitely helps when it comes to camaraderie and building that championship mindset and championship team.
Can you describe what you were seeing from the sideline? Were there things going through your mind of, I feel like that might be there. I feel like I might be able to make this happen just based on what you were observing?
Yeah, specifically on that post, they stayed in too high a lot. They were showing too high quarters or whatever. They're too shell. Whatever side they were rolling to, they were getting to their spot late. And if they're not to their spot, they can't guard the post. And that was something that I saw. We called the post. They're in that same too high look. They rolled to the post, which means that guy was playing the post one high safety. He's got a long ways to go. And they were kind of slow to get there. And so I felt like I could fit it in there. And Gary did a good job of getting his spot and not crossing the hash. And it worked. So it took a lot just to complete that one play, but everybody doing their job, what we talked about.
I mentioned this team, this camp, this year, back and forth, starter, not starter, now back in, but last couple of years, there's been a lot for you, man.
Yeah.
How did it feel to be in there, to have success, and to just go out and win a football game?
Oh, good, man. Before I even step out of this field, I got to believe that myself. So I think that before I can even show up, before people even notice it like you, it all starts with me waking up early and, you know, being a consistent person on and off the field to be able to display this in front of a crowd like this. So,
congrats, Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Back to the booth, fellas.
All right, Cole, yeah, we just Cole Schneider has a shirt off, so Cole, of course, you're going to take your shirt off in just a moment here, but congratulations to the Birmingham Stallions. Sam, think about what this franchise has done. Go back a couple of years in the championship with the USFL. Jamar Smith gets hurt. Alex Magoo comes in, leads him to a championship. Last year, early in the season, Smith goes down, Magoo wins MVP, and now Matt Corral, their backup quarterback, leads him to a win today.
I love Matt, and to the last point, Matt Corral. I love Matt Corral's maturity. I was talking to Alex Bachman, his high school receiver, when Matt Corral was a 15-year-old freshman playing with guys like Michael Pittman and Zach Charbonnet. And one thing that Alex said is, man, he was a little bit immature, but he had a cannon for an arm, extremely talented. I just hope he gets an opportunity. And all of a sudden, we saw Matt Corral get an opportunity after a couple of mistakes by Adrian Martinez, after a couple not uncharacteristic plays, but then their defense stepped up and made big-time plays. Daniel Eisman had a pick six. And then Michigan started to have a little bit more doubt. Matt Corral comes in, makes the look simple. Amari Rogers, third-round pick from the Packers, does his job. And then offensive linemen, every single way you could have found a way to win, that's what this team did. Backup quarterback, running backs making plays, offensive linemen blocking punts, leaving to the pyramid of shirtless fans. That's what stands out to me. It's a maturity of Matt Corral and the opportunity for him to get another shot in the NFL.
Folks, the Panthers led this game 18-3 with under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Look at that last line. 28 unanswered for the Stallions, and we talked about it all afternoon. Skip Holt says what separates this team, what's allowed them to win back-to-back spring football championships, is their resolve. And the intangibles being greater than the tangibles. They never blinked, and they scored the last 28 points of this game to go back to a spring football championship. It's really an amazing team. They're probably going to have the MVP in Adrian Martinez, but this is a team.
And it's not just the offense. You talked about Adrian Martinez. It's the defense as well. Coach James, we talked about him. Coach Chamberlain, he was the defensive backs coach for a majority of the season. And then there was a coaching change. Their defensive coordinator got sick, John Chavis. All of a sudden, Chamberlain gets called upon to be the defensive coordinator to call the plays. That's him right there, Anthony Blevins. Two Birmingham boys. Yeah. Anthony Blevins got an opportunity to be the head coach of the Vipers. Then all of a sudden, this league turned into an 8-team league, not a 16-team league. But Anthony Blevins stayed ready. And so no matter whether it's a defensive coordinator, a different running back, a different tight end, a different receiver, or even a coaching change, this Birmingham Stallions team has been the ultimate sign and show of resilience, confidence, and belief in one another.
And they'll get the winner of St. Louis and San Antonio. That XFL Conference Championship is tomorrow. And the winner of those two games will match up next Sunday in St. Louis. An amazing performance from the Birmingham Stallions as they get ready to accept their USFL trophy. Stormy Bonatoni is somewhere down in the fray for this celebration and coronation of another USFL title for the Stallions. Stormy, there you are. Go ahead.
Welcome, fans, to the inaugural United Football League USFL Conference Championship Trophy presentation. I first want to say congratulations to both Birmingham and Michigan on unbelievable seasons to get to this point. They left it all on the field each and every week. But can I get one big round of applause for your USFL Conference champion, Birmingham Stallions? We got some hardware to hand out, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me here on the field, CEO and chairwoman of the Garcia Companies, co-owner of the United Football League, Danny Garcia, would like to say a few words.
Coach Holtz, congratulations to you. Congratulations to this incredible Birmingham Stallions teams. I want to say, sir, and your team, you are the USFL Conference champions.
There you go.
Yeah! Raise it up. Coach, at times today it wasn't pretty. Down 15, and this group rallies to score 28 unanswered points. You said this week the most special part about this team was their resolve. How on display was that today?
Well, they're intangibles. We talk about it every week. Nobody flinched. Nobody worried about losing. They just kept playing. Our defense kept us in it when our offense was struggling. The offense came back, put some points up. It was just a great team effort with a group of guys that believe in each other. They play together, and they play with just an unbelievable passion and resolve, and I'm really proud of them. It's
no secret how much Adrian Martinez has meant to this team throughout the course of the season. And then you've said multiple times you have two starting quarterbacks on this team. How impressed were you with Matt Corral to be able to step up in the second half of this game?
Well, we wouldn't be here without Adrian Martinez and what he has done this season. We would not be here. We love him. I just felt like we needed a spark. We needed something to start it again, and we went with Matt. And you know what? I thought, he threw an interception there early, but then after that, never blinked. I thought he had total control over it, and good for him for staying in it, even though he wasn't the starter, getting ready for his opportunity. And when he got in, he made the most of it.
It's hard to be a champion, even harder to get there year after year after year. This team is headed to a third straight spring football championship game next week. What can you say about what it took to get to this point and what is brewing in Birmingham?
We have great players. We have great fans. Cannot thank y'all enough. You guys have been awesome. But more importantly, these guys, they work hard, they believe in each other, and they won't take no for an answer. It's an unbelievable resolve, and I am just blessed and fortunate to have the opportunity to coach such a group of fantastic young men.
One more to go, Coach. Thank you.
One more to go.
Let's hear it one more time for your USFL
Those Stallions 31-4 in modern spring football. 10-1 this season. Off to the UFL Championship in St. Louis. Next Sunday, they'll take on the winner of the Brahmas and the Battlehawks. Final score today, 31-18. Michigan led Birmingham by 15 late in the second quarter. Birmingham all the way back to win. For our entire crew, led by Alex Farmartino and Chuck Ciccarella, doing a phenomenal job all season long. Cole, Stormy, Sam, I'm Drew saying goodbye from Birmingham. Coming up next, ABC World News Tonight.